Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Driving towards the sun with a rose and a gun. Feel the wind in my hair, going nowhere I swear. Like an outlaw on the run, dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running. Told my boss that I'm done. Had no luck with my mom. Say, what will you do with your life? You know it's hard to survive. A cigar in my mouth. Maybe guilty but proud. Now I'm an outlaw on the run. Dangerous but it's so fun. Running, running, no. Hold on, don't let go. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Uh-oh.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Premade Dominate Week 5 action. We are diving right into the draft already between We Love Soulbert and Team Rocket here. And Cubby, bands coming blazing fast and a whole lot of things I think we saw coming.
Yeah, Paul, excited to be in the booth with you finally. And so far with bands, we've got a lot of comfort being taken away here from both teams. That Nunu, Vygar, Kale, one tricks on the side of Team Rocket, Graves being taken away. Also, the jungler's favorite pick over on the blue side as well. So this is what we kind of expect from these games coming out. You know, these mid-diamond games, going to take out some things that we think that you feel comfortable with. And meanwhile, we've got Ashe being picked up first on the blue side.
Right, absolutely. And we talked about, before we were coming on, you know, we just get the chance to scan through some OPGGs, see what people love or what they stick to the most. And we knew Nunu would be coming out the bat for sure. There's no way they were going to let Team Rocket get away with that. But it's kind of surprising not to see a Jhin ban given how much time spent on ADC. But even that still, we're going to see Jinx pick. So very quickly, I'm told they have a different plan at ADC from both sides.
Okay, so not going to be the Jhin answer coming in for Ashe. Going to be a Jinx. Very different feel in the bot lane. I feel like it really fits the overall Team Rocket vibes, though. You know, having that super mega death rocket coming on through, maybe just playing to the lore. We'll have to see if they work something out or if they end up blasting off again. As I'm going to pair that one with an Olaf too. So a lot of early game power and a pick very good in Ashe as well.
I just love the Olaf pick. Like, don't get me wrong, I suck as him, but watching people execute Olaf well right now for just how well he can be played with so many different things. I love seeing it. And late pick here from We Love Soulbert, getting close to the clock, but they're gonna go with a Zed here at B2. I haven't seen a whole lot of Zed recently, but I'm excited to see. Hopefully he's coming back a bit more.
Yeah, and that Zed is actually a Nami, so gonna be disappointed for that one. Gonna have that Enchantress locked in for the bot lane. So abundant amount of slows and CC coming in, and the new powerhouse in the jungle can be played top as well, but we've mostly seen her in the jungle. Lilia gonna be locked in here on the blue side as well.
So Lily is really interesting, and I've heard a lot of interesting takes on her, and I'm going to be curious for yours as we go through here, Cubby. But some of her movement and things you can do around that are really fascinating right now. So I'm excited to see what We Love Soulbert has planned for her in this match.
Yeah, she is so incredibly strong early. Like, if you play Lilia correctly, what we should see from the jungle is Olingo just goes straight to the enemy Raptors and takes him, because it's so incredibly easy to take that camp, and the enemy Raptor camp should just be yours. The other junglers shouldn't be able to contest. Now, I know it's an Olaf, so he might be able to rival some of that level 1 power, but Lilia is so incredibly strong. Gonna have to see if she can end up taking those camps, and if she can get ahead in this matchup against Olaf, who, you know, brings all that early game power, and if it doesn't cash out from, really falls off later.
We're going to see Kiana banned next year from Team Rocket. Sometimes you forget people are champions in the game. Kiana's one of those on my list. He's going to be answered back with a Rocket ban.
Okay, so I think we have some more kind of, you know, very, you know, champion specific, as in like these guys are really good at this champion. Just going to take him off the table. Like the Mordekaiser, it's the most played for the top laner of We Love Soulbert over on Soulbert Squad. So I think just kind of denying some more comfort, trying to get these guys off the champions they usually play in solo queue. Gonna have to see if that ends up working out. And also, you know, having that support locked in for the bot lane. Of course, that's not a Zed, that is a Nami over on the blue side. Trying to take out some of the better matchups, some of the things that could pair really well with the Jinx, to not deny that. Something could be good, because we expect that Nautilus to, you know, we expect that to be support. But who knows? Things might get a little bit crazy. He might be going into the mid lane. Good pairing with Olaf.
Absolutely. So we'll see Team Rocket coming back, see who they're going to opt for with their 4th pick. Honestly, I wish mid not was a thing more often. I love when some of these supports can come up to the mid lane before Riot says, no, we don't like that. As Zig's going to be picked, and A lot more Ziggs these days here, Cubby. I don't know what your thoughts on Ziggs, but a whole lot more happening.
He is actually very strong, I think, and I'm glad that he's starting to see more play as Team Rocket continues to play into their team. You know, first you have the Super Mega Deft Rocket, now you have the Super Mega Inferno Bomb coming on through for Ziggs as well. Just going to try and kill people from a long way away, but I'm more interested in the Swain coming on through as he's gone through a lot of changes recently, and it's a lot of AP for the side of We Love Soulbert. So I'm curious to see if they pair that with possibly an AD pick. And yeah, it's going to be the Renekton going into the top lane.
That is a disgusting bot lane. Just on paper, I don't want to play into Ashe Swain. And I mean, you highlighted too. I mean, not that, you know, Jinx Nautilus with a gank from Olaf's definitely no slouch of a lane either. So some really powerful bot lanes here, I think, early on, Cubby. We might be getting a whole lot of action, you know, pre-level 3 even, right?
Yeah, I fully expect that. The good thing is, oh, wait, that's a Dr. Mundo getting locked in.
The
So
PhD coming to town.
hey, not a lot of upfront damage on the side of We Love Soulbert. If Mundo is able to get some scaling, get that Spirit Visage under him, might be able to get through a lot of the damage that Soulbert has because, you know, Ashe, Lilia, a lot of continuous damage. Swain specializes in DPS, not that upfront burst. So if Mundo can get through that, might be okay. But laning into a Renekton, not the easiest thing in the world, and might be an early dive target for We Love Soulbert if they're able to get up to that top side of the map, play this one correctly early.
And I want to just retract one thing I said because we're looking at Pro Draft, and so I'm just staring at in the face. It's Nami on the bot side with Ashe. That Swain likely. I guess Swain likely going mid. Am I correct to possibly?
Yeah. It should be Swain mid.
So apologies for that bot lane analysis. Still a very interesting bot lane, but not nearly as lethal as an Ashe and a Swain.
Right, and you know that Swain, it's something that, you know, possibly can have some kill threat on that Ziggs at least early, because Ziggs you know, needs to approach the wave for the first few waves. Obviously, once you get level 7 and beyond on Ziggs, you can just sit under your tower in a wave cleared for free. Very good against a lot of siege, but is a spot where, once again, you know, we're looking for this Lilia to try and take advantage of her incredibly fast clear. Yes, she is going into an Olaf, but still can clear AoE camps just as fast as the crazy Viking with the axes. So I want to see if Swain can get some, you know, early mid priority, try and work his way around to really help Lilia get some of these camps and get ahead early.
So walk me through this, Cubby, because this is something I'm not super familiar with, and we're all sort of learning on the same pace here because Lilia is so new. What does a late game Lilia function as? Because I've sort of seen this almost like support role that she falls into if the Lilia even marginally falls behind, but can she end up being a sort of like 1A, 1B damage option on a team?
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of different builds coming out from Lilia. I think the most common one is going Runic Echoes into Leandries, and then into stuff like Azanias, into things like I've seen some death caps. I mostly like the Bruiser type, where your only damage item is going to be Leandries. I think Zonia is perfectly acceptable because it interacts so well with your sleep. But grabbing that item and then just going full tank, because if you're able to stick around the fight, land some of those Qs, land some of those Ws, she actually does a lot of damage over time. So want to see her try and play for tankier Bruiser style, get involved in the fights, and just benefit from, you know, applying that damage over time with all the move speed you have. You can just run around the fight, take care of that.
Gonna need a whole lot of that damage too, trying to play into a Mundo or trying to take down the Nautilus here. He's the first one into a fight here. Really excited for these comps though, and that top lane matchup I'm really interested in because I've tried to mess around with more Renekton myself recently, and I think he's just super strong. But I don't know if he's going to be able to chalk through Mundo to actually get any sort of scaling early the way he might have wanted to.
Yeah, the way that you can really take advantage of that lane is if you bring the jungler up, right? So if you decide to bring up Lilia or Swain, try and go for some sort of dive. Mundo is very vulnerable to dives as he doesn't have a lot of wave clear. His R, while it does give him all that regen, does take away some of that health. So if you're able to CC him down and blow him up, it can bode well for you, and you can really force him to miss a lot of waves. That said, if he's able to scale up, he's going to be okay. But Renekton should actually have a lot of say and priority in that lane until about the level 9 to 11 mark. Once Mundo, might have a Sunfire cape and might have some ninja tabbies, might be able to stick through some of the damage that Renekton can throw on down, because you have to expect that he is going to go either Bork or Black Cleaver, throw an Executioner's Calling in there, and utilize all that power that you mentioned that Renekton has early.
Absolutely. So just for anyone that's just joining us, or I know we kind of got thrown into draft a little bit quickly as we started the stream, just a reminder where we are and what's happening. We are Risen Esports presenting Premade Dominate Week 5 action here. This is a best of 3 between We Love Soulbert and Team Rocket. Both teams enter Week 5 2-2. So there's a lot on the line here. Who's going to make it over the 500 mark and who's going to fall below that? Now, before we even got into any of this, I hopped into Soulbert's stream, actually, the player who's going to be playing the Ashe today, and I asked, I said, what are your thoughts on the game? What could we expect? And his reply was simply, he thought about it for a long time. I was like, oh, maybe he's going to ignore me. And then he just says, Benyon is a beast, top diff today. And I'll be curious to see if maybe he's been practicing this Renekton like crazy or something. But obviously, high hopes coming into this from Soulbert for that Renekton to play through.
Yeah, and I mean, if they think that he's going to be the carry, it's something that, he has going to have a lot of agency, a lot of pressure in that lane. Definitely something that he might be able to cash in on. So we'll have to see if those words ring true in this one, as we do have that spectator lay before we dive into the Rift, but we are bound for a very competitive game 1 for this Dominate League.
Absolutely, and with that, we will cut to a short break to get synced up and get everything squared away on our side so we can bring you the best action on your side. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody, to Team Rocket versus We Love Soulbert. I'm Paul, joined by Cubby for this wonderful Sunday afternoon action here as we load onto the Rift.
Some early action we should have indeed, as both of these teams taking pretty fast clearing early game jungler, and I'm really curious to see what this matchup ends up looking like, because Lilia, one of the ways that we've seen her kind of be weak is if teams are able to blow her up, as Benihop blows up that ward. It's a nice early win. I think that's actually when you type GG in the chat.
Yeah, ward diff.
Yeah, ward diff just coming on through. It's easy.
Yeah, I would say, and so one of the interesting things, I guess, is it sounds like from what we talked about early on and just throughout the draft, Lilia was not going to see that sort of significant fall off potential that Olaf might have, or is that something that maybe could go either way still?
I mean, it's honestly something like, given the fact that Lilia is so new, like I'm kind of curious to see, right? Like how these teams are able to kind of play it out. If Lilia is able to get an early advantage. Something I really like from Lilia is starting Raptors, and I think Olaf can do that as well, as both these guys. They are actually going to opt to start their buffs. We do have that early vision coming through for both the blue team and the red team on the river to just try and poke around, see if they could find anything, but not going to be the case. And both these guys just going to go for that standard clear. Probably go for the full clear, try and get on the map after that.
I think that's one of the joys of why I love playing and watching League of Legends so much. It's like we get a Christmas like 4 or 5 times a year every time a new champ or rework comes out, right? Like we get to just walk into something new and go, hey, I don't know what's going to happen here, but it's going to be really exciting, whatever it is. I'm going to learn something today.
Yeah, no, that's very true, and something that we're gonna get to see. Like I said, I would have liked to see Lilia kind of go in and contest the Raptors. It's something that we've seen pretty much every Lilia in competitive play do. Is you just get to walk in and take that camp for free, but not gonna see it this game, as level 2 ding for Nautilus. He's got some strength.
Yes, Screen Cheater going to land the hook, move right onto Soulbert there, finds the root, and now nothing left in the tank, so going to have to back off a little bit, but making his presence felt here early. Nice little move there. Gets some poke cuts over, but going right back in there, immediately finds the hook, finds the root. Hiccup being ticked down here by the Ignite. They're not going to be able to get the first kill. It's going to go on to Soulbert instead. Sumanos goes under the tower, going to take 2 shots. We love Soulbert's double kill there to open things up, and Cubby a little bit too aggressive there, not paying off, and the turn is quick and swift.
That is something that I was not expecting coming out through once Nautilus landed that hook, but go a little bit too deep. But Paul, looks like the action's not going to stop. We have Olaf making a visit in the top side.
Yeah, Olaf's letting them know, hey, we're still rolling right along here. Benny Anna gonna burn the flash there. It hits level 3 and just back off. But yeah, that play on the bot side. Still going top side. Excuse me, Jolingo gonna come in on Benny Anna, gets stunned up, and angry Adolf gonna go back to the Rift. Probably a little bit angry too there in the spawn. And Earl King, meanwhile, though, gonna get some heavy damage here from Lambo. Maybe an Arcane Comet damage kill range. Gonna back off under the tower here. Action top side as well. So we're just gonna keep flipping back and forth. See who gets caught out. Benihana though has the wave.
Honestly, Benihana could have went for that one. It would have been a little bit risky, but if he ends up trading kills, denies that thick wave over to Mundo, he would have gotten way ahead, but not going to be the case. It's going to fall back. And so far, We Love Soulbert off to a good start here, finding advantages in 2 out of their 3 lanes.
Okay, Cubby, you get a pick. We had 3 crazy skirmishes, top, mid, bot side. I was gonna say, which one do you want to take a look at here? As maybe teams give us a second to analyze.
I honestly think the top side play is gonna be really big as the game moves forward, because obviously, like Ashinami, it's a strong lane, but it's gonna be more of like a weak side supportive lane. But getting that Renekton ahead and the Lilia ahead of their counterparts is something that We Love Soulbert could really drive home throughout this game. So gonna have to see if Benihana can do this, especially with the double buffs. This might be a kill going right over. Yeah.
Benihana coming back in the lane with the extra items. Taco and Nader, nothing to match, and that's just a swift combo kill for Renekton. Just add that to the how-to guide. Very well played.
Yeah, and 2 kills going over to the Croc top. It can't be stopped at this point. It's actually having the lane play back. I like that coming out, and honestly, that should have forced Mundo's teleport, but he's going to still walk it out. So really good for the Renekton in this top side, getting really far ahead. I mean, it looks close in CS, but XP.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
super. Oh, it's taken down. Soulbert feeling himself here with the heat check moment. Not going to go after that one any further. Does not have. Did already flash there. No flash available again or anything. So not going to find that second kill. But already Soulbert 3-0 with a 300 gold bounty and a pretty significant lead here.
Man, we love Soulbert more like we love Hiccup, our support coming on in. He's landed so many good bubbles on this Nami. It's really turned the lane around for them after Nautilus was able to land some early dredge lines. Good play coming out from them. Probably going to lead to a plate and an early base, and getting this Ashe Nami so far ahead. It's good, obviously, to get your 80 carry ahead, but once again, Ashe going to be more supportive. Can still do a lot of damage, but not nearly as much carry potential as the Jinx. So the fact you're setting that Jinx behind, really good for the side of We Love Soulbert as well.
Cubby Ashe is backing right now with 1,380 gold, and that's the difference. And they're backing with it now to cash in. That's crazy. Such a big lead this early.
A lot of power coming through for the Ashe. Going to opt for those Berserker Greaves, giving even more safety and more lane control against this Nautilus Jinx as well. So going to be really tricky for this Jinx to pick up farm. And I want to see Angry Adolf get involved here with the Olaf, right? Can he possibly save this lane? Because he still has a lot of gank setup. Nautilus and Jinx do bring a lot of help for ganks in that lane. So maybe they can get involved, but instead looks like we have Jalingo making a visit on the Lilia. Ooh, nice ward.
Yeah, they're going to sniff that one out pretty quickly, so Jalingo not able to pick anything up off of that.
Might have a fight here.
Outside. Ooh, yeah, Lambo going to get a little bit of poke there. And it looks... So Dragon is up. Adolf did try to start it earlier, took like 6 shots to the face from it, and then just had to back off. Meanwhile, we see some trading in the mid lane here, and everyone just kind of just dancing around, seeing who's going to step away from the wall and join the party here.
Oh.
But
Lilia should have went. That was a free kill. She had flash. If she flash Olaf has level 5, like that's over.
So, yeah, not quite using the...
Yeah, a little bit of restraint.
Obviously, yeah, there's a lot left on the table, I think, for Jalingo here, even with this great start for Soulbert. It seems like they could have made a couple more plays that you would have liked to see here on that Olaf.
Yeah, it's pretty rare, like watching, like a low elo game, that I'm like, hey, they should have went in there. Usually it's like, hey, you shouldn't go in there. But no, that was a case where like, yeah, no, you go in, you win that one for free. So actually really surprised they didn't pull the trigger. And once again, it allows Olaf to cleanly farm his entire jungle, right? He has everything up.
Suminos just taking damage like crazy here. Soulbert not afraid to step up and just lay it in. Suminos does have both flash and heal available here. Adolf coming in onto Jalingo in the river here is unstoppable. We're going to move on. Meanwhile, we're going to shift focus down to bot side here as Jalingo's going to find some help from the mid lane. Meanwhile, Benny on the top side taking on Taco, a Nader, taking down quite a bit here. And though Soulbert has the better exchanges in the trades as the arrow whizzes by, no kills come from it just yet.
Yeah, and Taconator, I like the fact when those cooldowns are down, he's popping his ultimate, right? Because he knows that it's safe for him to regen. The fact that you lose a little bit of initial health cannot be punished here by Beniana in the top lane as, Nami's a little bit too far up. This could be a good play coming on in.
Yeah, Angry Adolf making his way down for the gank here. Here comes the Nami ultimate. Does get Screen Cheater up in the air. Jalingo taking down fairly low. Earl King, though, gonna find the kill on the Screen Cheater. The double kill onto Adolf. And though it'll be a 2-for-1, this gives over Dragon to Soulbert.
We love Soulbert with such clean play coming out. I mean, look at how fast they pulled off that double TP as a team, and this could lead for more. Jinx is down a level. If Nami lands a bubble.
No ultimate available and no escape under the tower there. Soulbert going to tank a little bit. They're going to be able to chunk away tower. Here comes some Ziggs help as well just to get rid of that lane. And I said that we're going to go to Dragon. Maybe not quite yet. Content to just get some kills and get a whole bunch more gold before backing.
Yeah, they could have gotten the Dragon, but hey, setting Jinx further behind, never a bad thing. And this game has been all We Love Soulbert. I mean, a 5K gold lead at the 10-minute mark is something that is very difficult for any teams to come back from. And looks like on the side of Team Rocket, they're going to have to really take a deep breath, try and get some scaling down for this Ziggs and this Jinx. And if they don't do that, they're going to start blasting off here pretty soon.
Yeah, this is going to be double trouble for them awfully quick here. Sunos finally hit level 6. I was waiting for that. I was thinking, okay, when are they going to have that available so at least their global is online there? But yeah, I mean, down 5K here. Dragon is still up, so at least there's hope maybe there if they win a fight, able to at least get some form of an objective. But they're going to have to start lining those objectives up pretty quickly and pretty consistently if they want to make their way back.
Yeah, this game is honestly on the cusp of just getting out of control when you look at the itemization advantages across the entire side of We Love Soulbert. I mean, it's not just one lane that has an advantage. It's every lane at this point. I mean, look at the Swain. He's even wrapped up that tier item first, so he's going to be a beast throughout this one. And the only lane that's like really doing okay, surprisingly, is actually Tacoinator in his top lane, right? He's really starting to balance things out on this Mundo. I say that. Might be going down here.
Yeah, might have spoken too soon, give him the caster curse, but at least holding up there for a while. Flash for flash here very quickly.
Let's get Flash.
Gonna proc the ultimate, try to gain some health back here. Meanwhile, Earl King in the mid lane, trading a little bit there with Lazy Lambo. Not able to find the kill just yet. So both teams continuing to spar, but no kill is landing.
Yeah, Tacoinator honestly doing a pretty good job in that lane, just trying to balance things out. I've liked opting for the early Bramble Vest as Renekton going for this Bork and having so much healing in his kit as well helps out. And surprisingly, that first Dragon, it's not going to go over to the side of We Love Soulbert to, have this 5K gold lead. Olaf's going to be able to sneak in there and take it.
Yeah, and that's a great patient play, I think, finally here. Some stabilizing that you mentioned they needed. They would just find some priority.
Mundo's dead.
Early Ocean Dragon here. Not going to provide enough healing to get him out of that sticky situation. Betting out of it does find the kill in the exchange at least and picks up the bounty there.
Yeah, the bounty's good, but you also are denying 2 waves from the side of Mundo, right? So you actually still get the advantage of golden XP, just given the fact you deny more resources as Swain.
Ooh, Jolingo there.
Oh my gosh.
Keep the Olaf off for just a second. Arrow just gonna whiz by, but Jolingo picking up the kill. Earl King landing the pull. Gonna bring in Lambo to his death. Here comes the rotation though from Screen Cheater to the mid lane. Able to finish things off there, but Jolingo pushing in mid tower behind a Herald bump, and it looks like they're gonna keep things rolling here. Everything turning up Soulbert.
This game is all on the blue team as Olaf, you can see what happens when Olaf falls behind. Things get ugly, but Lilia might be in trouble here, actually.
Yeah, we're going to see Screen Cheater with another kill here. Has 2 of the 4 already. And a nice rotation there. Able to land the kill as we see a teleport back to the mid lane.
Coming on through, Zig's just going to keep on farming up these waves now that he's level 10. Should be a lot safer against this Swain. But I have to say, Earl King has done a really good job taking advantage of some of the pressure that Swain can have in this early laning phase against the Ziggs. Now Ziggs should be able to safely farm, but that early lead is going to get Swain ahead in items, get him really ramping up and, able to get to a point where he's able to stack up a lot of damage on that W and really start hitting hard.
Yeah, and as I'm looking now at the itemization, the gold lead, we're starting to see it finally hit fruition. I mean, already has Archangel's Staff. We already see Bork in the bot lane here, for Soulbert, and no first items fulfilled yet, from Team Rocket. So those spikes are finally hitting. Ooh.
No one saw that?
Skip Screen Cheater, hoping direct to cam was somewhere else. Sorry, buddy.
Yep, no one saw that. No, we're good. Don't talk about it.
Oh, that hurts. We've all been there. You do it, and you're just like, please don't mention it. Like, I don't want to talk about it.
You know what? He just decided that he didn't need it. It's the ultimate BM.
Yeah, that's a power play. The equivalent of not banning anything. Look, I don't even need this.
Yeah. So we reset into this game. We do have Angry Adolf looking for a play in the spot side, but once again spotted out on a ward. And you really think with Team Rocket being down 5K gold, the only way back into this one might be the Dragon, but
yeah. Adolf got behind, and Jolingo stepping up this time, taking advantage.
Can't escape.
Gonna look for the kill. Adolf gonna try to step up, maybe get a return. Jolingo says, "Nuh-uh, gonna take care of business here." Easy one-on-one kill.
Yeah, and the power of Lilia really shining through in this one. You can see, a part of it's when Olaf gets behind, he's not very useful, but fighting doesn't stop. Paul, take it off.
Oh, yeah, Hiccup gonna hit the tidal wave here on the Screen Cheater. Screen Cheater beefy enough to
Ooh.
at least get through. Here comes the Dreadline and the Root on the Soulbert. Soulbert in trouble. They're gonna get a 1-for-1 so far in the exchange, but Jolingo coming down from the other side. Screen Cheater nowhere to go. Root to prolong the inevitable with Jolingo finishing off a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and Lilia once again coming up in the right spot at the right time. I was curious as to, why Hiccup was engaging that one so aggressively, but they already took down the jungler, right? They had the numbers advantage, and honestly, not the worst play from Team Rocket to trade one back as Nami.
Ooh, Hiccup, buddy. Face checking. Oh, gets away with it. Face checks the bush, but gets away with it on the flash here. Earl King just going to step up and push lane for that
Ooh.
roam there. Lambo caught under the tower. Ultimate going to come
Nice
out.
satchel
But
charge.
Earl King can't finish it off. And both sides with some nice cheeky escapes.
It was a good satchel charge coming out there from the Ziggs just to, save his ass as the rest of his team keeps on going down. We now have a 7K gold lead coming on through. And with Infernal Drake spawning at 30 seconds, you got to think if We Love Soulbert are able to secure this one, Paul, we might have to come up with like some sort of story or some different form of entertainment for these guys because this one might be all but over.
I will say, I like the fact you mentioned early on, maybe Jolingo left a little bit on the table. Not
Mhm.
anymore. I like how
Yeah.
aggressively he's stepping up and playing because aggressive Lilia and these one-on-ones, really fun to watch.
Yeah, and speaking of aggression, this Olaf
Uh-oh.
might be going for it.
Yep, Beniyana going to use the ultimate and the flash, just trying to buy time for the TP and some help coming in here. We'll see if Earl King can finish the job here. Going to take on Tacoinator. Here comes Jolingo to help out. Earl King getting chunked down here from a combination
Ooh.
of the team, landing the double kill. Jolingo going to at least find one in the trade here. Adolf going to move on through. Here comes the ultimate on to Jolingo. Going to take down here. Maybe has the opportunity to turn. Misses, but still able to land it on the second ability. And Screen Cheater once again with the kill and the shutdown here. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Sumino stepping up under tower, going to try to chunk down. Hiccup did take down Soulbert, though. And finally, some exchanges going the way of Team Rocket here.
All right, so this one's not over yet. We have a nice play coming out from Team Rocket. As we mentioned earlier that Takanator seems to really be the one member that's stabilizing his lane, doing a good job of getting back into this one, and it pays off as they try and make a play in the top side. And Mundo's able to stay alive, turn things around, and yes, the Lilia did clean things up, but Nautilus able to even clean things up after that. And keep in mind, this is a very big lead going over to the side of We Love Soulbert, but the scaling is still on the side of Team Rocket. So gonna have to see if they can keep on scaling into this game because they have a long way to go, but that's a good start there.
Beniyana hoping we didn't catch him just eat 3 tower shots. This Tacoinator coming back in the lane here. The irony of Screen Cheater playing the character that's sunk on and is underwater, keeping his team afloat here so far. I don't think they would have any chance if it wasn't for Screen Cheater's roams to this point, especially in the mid lane.
Yeah, you can just really see the strength of Mundo shining through here. Once he picked up a couple of those kills, he now has a Spirit Visage wrapped up. I mean, he's opting MR into this lane against the Renekton, who does all AD damage besides his ultimate, and is still able to really contest up here. So, curious to see, do we have a play coming out from We Love Soulbert? TP, here we go.
Yep, so they're going to TP down here, set this up into a 5-on-4. Screen Cheater quickly wiped off the face of the earth here as Earl King stepping up.
No.
We see Jolingo force a flash on the bot side, but here comes Tacoinator here. So much MR, like you had mentioned, but not quite enough. Earl gonna find the double kill here as they turn their eyes, finds the triple kill here. Jolingo finishes off Tacoinator. While Suminos will get out alive, the Dragon will not. And Soulbert really blowing this one out.
Swain is doing way too much damage right now. He just shredded through the back line and even the front line of Team Rocket as they are sent packing after that fight. Dragon going over to the side of We Love Soulbert, back in control with that 7.5K gold lead, and good fight coming out from them. And I've been really impressed with their TP usage in this game. I mean, it feels like as a team, they're really just synced up utilizing that ability.
Earl King may be getting caught out here. Dreadline land, Screen Cheater finding the root. Suminos, though, getting chunked out, and Screen Cheater now feeling that same pain here. They're going to invest the ultimate as well. Double buff. Still able to trade with Suminos after all of that. Takes the 2-on-1 and finds the trade.
Earl King in true Viking fashion going down in a 1v2, taking one with him in that brawl. don't think it was necessarily worth it, but hey, it was fun to watch as he was able to take that kill, keep things rolling here for the side of We Love Soulbert.
Yeah, Soulbert's able to play a little bit more fast and loose than most teams. I mean, when you're sitting with an 8K gold lead at the 20-minute mark, you could take some chances and have them go a little bit wayward, and they still are able to trade.
Yeah, we're almost at like for fun gaming status coming on in here.
Yeah, this is like, yeah, it could turn into a glorified ARAM for them pretty quickly here. We see now, highlight again the gold margin here. So bot side Soulbert, that gold differential was about 2K to start, down to 1, but that mid lane, and you talked about it here, Cubby, Earl King with a 4K gold lead on the Ziggs. Hits like a truck.
Yeah, and this is something that, you know, Ziggs as a champion is, never mind. We got Mundo
Ultimate-
picked on off.
Yeah, ultimate lands here for Soulbert, able to find the arrow on the Taconator, finds Big Boy with the target here. Beniana going to move onward onto Angry Adolf, takes him down, and now they can set their eyes on a 3-on-1 onto Taconator here. Lambo
He's so tanky.
Zone everyone up. They can't finish him. They're not able to kill him here. Proc the ultimate still here.
Ooh.
He threw it here. Jalingo gets rocked by the Ziggs ultimate here. He
Oh.
comes step back. Here comes the turnover from Taconator. He's so beefy, they can't find a way to take him down here. Just haven't gotten a good angle here. Taconator biding time, gets Rudy, gets pulled back. Earl King deletes him. The MR, no match for his prowess. And they're going to take top tower.
Man, it's really just looking to be like a Swain versus Mundo game, right? Which member is tankier as, looks like the side of Team Rocket's cut off.
Ooh, yeah, they're all split up here. Hiccup caught out a little bit, though. Lazy Lambo finds the kill here. Beniana going to at least take down Screen Cheater, and now they're caught playing Monkey in the middle here with Team Rocket. Lazy Lambo is going to be the first one they turn to. Beniana with the turn, finding him. Earl King actually ultimately gets the kill. And Suminos, it's not looking too good for you, buddy.
I don't think he wins this one.
No,
yeah, I think you should
I don't
run.
think you want to step. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
no.
they kind of told him, look, you can walk away from this. And he said, no, I just want you really could walk away, and maybe should have taken that.
Maybe should have taken that one, but not gonna be the case. Instead, ends up going down. The lead just continues, and honestly, it was a pretty good fight coming out from Team Rocket, right? They played in the choke. They had to go through the Ziggs Mega Inferno Bomb. They had to go through his minefield as well, and despite all that damage going on down, I mean, it still comes out in the favor of We Love Soulbert, right? If they have that fight on even footing, that's a fight that I'd expect Team Rocket to win 9 out of 10 times, but the goal lead's just too much.
Taconator getting chunked down by Soulbert there. Just Jolingo coming in, but Taconator just won't go down. They land the root, land sleep. Finally. Oh,
no way.
Oh
okay.
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 I had to blink a couple of times. I was wondering if like, my game got stuck or something. His health just would not go down. They finally find the kill here, and Soulbert will back off, happy with that one kill.
I would love to see another Executioner's Calling on the side of We Love Soulbert, because this Mundo is just getting away with things that he really shouldn't be getting away with. But hey, that's what we expect out of this champion. That said, 9K gold lead keeps on growing here. And I do want to see the side of We Love Soulbert try and take down some more objectives, because it feels like with all the fighting, it's really slowed down the pace that they should be winning this game. And timing is still not on their side. So yes, they do have a massive lead. Yes, they are playing this game out rather well, but they need to start taking some more of these objectives, maybe even the Baron to knock down some more structures if they want to try and win this game out a little bit more cleanly.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of these kills at this point have just become kills for kills' sake, right? Like, yeah, to your point, they're not killing and then turning to something else. They're just killing and then turning back to a lane to stall long enough for someone else to come back and initiate the next fight. You know, we're only 2 dragons in, far away from Soul, and Baron is live here, but a far cry from Elder or Soul helping you win the game. They're gonna have to find another way to do it. This, they have a significant gold lead, obviously, and make it happen, but they got to start taking these away.
And it looks like with that chunk going down onto the jungler, the Dragon's going on over.
Ooh.
Got a little excited there for a second, but gonna come in a little bit too late.
And make it interesting. I like
of course.
I really like that Team Rocket's really they're keeping things competitive and interesting, and just between how beefy Taco is, or Lambo landing these ultimates and just really taking a hiccup down to like 1 health every time, and it still hasn't died. That's actually secret MVP here. Hiccup just like unkillable at this point.
Yeah, I'm not sure if like I should compliment Hiccup on not dying in a game where you're landing against Jinx Nautilus, or kind of ask Team Rocket like, hey, Why haven't you blown up this Nami a little bit more? But either way, Hiccup's been playing very well on this Nami, which, shows why it's paying off with that early pick, right? I mean, they selected it very early before they saw the enemy support. Obviously, something Hiccup's comfortable on. He's showing it in this one.
Yeah, that becomes one of those questions. Like, is Hiccup not being killed a product of them being this far ahead, or the reason they're this far ahead? Right? Like, you start wondering the methods here. Beniana is going to try to walk into Lambo, eat a ton of damage, cuts through nonetheless, takes down Lambo. That's gotta hurt inside. That's not just a character dying. That's his soul dying with that one. Is Jolingo going to push here into Adolf and Taquinator? Here comes the rotation here. Hiccup going to use a tidal wave, and they have an opportunity to kill two. Taquinator gets stunned up, rooted down, everything but the kitchen sink thrown at him. He's still ticking away here. Adolf steps up with another axe here. They're still looking for it, and they finally find a Hiccup with the kill here. They root Screen Cheater, looking for another. Dredge lines out into the mid lane here, but here comes Beniana on the TP, and they find 2 kills here, Cubby.
These TPs continue to be really impressive from We Love Soulbert. As, we talked about how big this lead is. It's just a matter of time. They're able to cash it in there with Holingo going in so aggressively on this Lilia, finding those kills, and that's going to be the Baron, and expect a lot of structures to start falling, right? Because all this wave clear coming out from the Jinx and the Ziggs, very powerful, lets you stall out the game, but once you get those Baron empowered creeps, really tough to get those off the map.
With that, they will reset happy with a roughly 13,000 gold lead here, as it kind of fluctuates up and down there. But yeah, at this point, I mean, I hate you never want to count a team out before it's over, but Team Rocket here really gonna have to hope for some absolute miracle plays, or basically for We Love Soulbert to just inch down mid every time.
Right. The gold lead is just too much for these guys to overcome. It's going to be so incredibly difficult. And I really don't know what, the side of Team Rocket can do to come back, right? I mean, Mundo is buying so much time for these guys to try and get some damage down, but the damage just isn't there. Really just going to try and have to possibly blow up one member. Maybe they can get Jinx excited. Maybe that's what they need to start snowballing these fights through, but you have to think that with the Baron buff and all the strength on We Love Soulbert, it's almost impossible to get this one back into their hands.
With that, at this point, just clearing out vision here from the side of Soulbert, just going to keep sieging with the Baron buff. We see Swain returning to mid lane, to Renekton up top lane, and they're just content to just chunk everything down and really just shrink the map up in here on Team Rocket and force them into a fight that they obviously aren't prepared or necessarily want to take right now.
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to fight when you've got this kind of gold deficit. Unfortunately, no. I think the side of We Love Soulbert's going to have to force that one, as these creeps are starting to hit the towers. I like the fact that they're playing, all 3 lanes with these Baron empowered creeps, just given the fact they have this big lead, they can't afford to do so. And you can see all the chunk damage they're taking out on these towers is playing out this Baron buff rather nicely.
The siege continues here. We did see Adolf had to use the ultimate and unstoppable just to get away there, maybe a little bit prematurely, but probably won't have that available if there is a skirmish on the bot side of the map. Meanwhile, Jolingo just waiting on.
Here we go.
Orphan coming out, tidal wave going to be used. Hiccup maybe cut out for the first time, rooted and deleted. They finally land the kill on the Hiccup here. So 5v4 action now. Sumino stepping up a little bit, but here comes Earl flashing in with the ultimate here. Drowsy lands on to Screen Cheater, take it out there as well. Jolingo stepping up, looking for Suminos in the one-on-one. Not able to land the Drowsy here. Maybe caught out by too much damage. Now, help from the rest of the team here as Soulbert's turned their eyes on the Taquinator. They just don't have enough damage now. No Swain, and they don't have enough. And really nice turn there to take down Soulbert here, as Beniana is going to fight for the inhib and then just get out of dodge.
Okay, We Love Soulbert. They overextended there. Actually gave the side of Team Rocket a way back in. That's some nice kills going over. They only managed to break 1 inhibitor, which honestly might be able to feed Jinx and Ziggs some more farm at this point. Not game over yet, as they somewhat botched that fight when the Renekton couldn't join.
Finally taking down Hiccup too. Definitely didn't hurt there, and because I was watching, so they were able to take down Hiccup immediately, and then by the time Earl King had flashed Ard in, gets taken down, Soulbert's just staring Taquinator in the face like, I definitely don't have enough. Like, I'm not being paid enough for this. Beniana going to go in there on the screen cheater there, caught out, taking down Beniana, trying to buy some time, maybe have Hiccup help him out of there, but bit up a little bit more than he could chew as Tidal Wave forcing the rest of the team back. But here comes Earl King finding Angry Adolf once again. Maybe they're playing these a little bit too aggressively. Blows everybody up, but it's not enough here. Ultimate gonna land though. Hiccup coming back in on the lazy Lambo. Gets the set charge over the wall here. Taco Nader stepping back up at half health. We've seen this movie before, but does it end differently this time? Jalingo is live and in the
Mundo.
fight. He's so beefy. He's giving so much space here for Suminos and for lazy Lambo, but not quite enough this time. Jalingo on the chase.
Nice juke coming out from Ziggs. He actually was able to dodge out on that ball coming through from Lilia quite a bit. And the fact that he stays alive, he might be able to poke them off Dragon or at least stop them from starting it. Looks like Lilia is going to go in as they do have to deal with some of the minions coming out in their base. But once again, Team Rocket, a decent fight coming out from them. And you can see some of the scaling coming on through, right? This Ziggs starting to do a lot more damage. Jinx with her 2 core items and picking up some kills was also able to pick up RFC as, Ziggs is dead.
Ooh, he's going to get caught out. Thought he could get with the back. Not quite. Soulbert going to land the kill. And now these timers from spawn up over 50 seconds here. And that's going to be a huge loss when you have as much power as they do to start moving in.
Yeah, it might lead to another inhibitor being taken down, but this Jinx has gotten really strong for some of the shutdown kills she's gotten as well, and all this farm being pumped on in. Now she's at 3 items. She has that BF sword as well. She's going to be pumping out the damage. But speaking of damage, Earl King on this Swain, you saw what he could do in that last fight. He has that Zanya's Hourglass back up and wrapped up for him too. So expect him to be an absolute menace in these fights moving forward. Going to be the big difference if he can get a big ultimate down, land some of that CC.
Suminos actually has a couple hundred gold lead over Soulbert at this point, so that funneling really starting to pay off, at least shrink the difference, but that means that 13k is amongst the other 4 champs at this point. And so Earl King stepping up with the damage. They want to blow up Taco Nader as fast as they can before he can start to recharge, but he's already popped the ultimate here. Ziggs ultimate lands on the Soulbert, takes him down below half. Earl King taking damage as well. Taco Nader back up over half health. Again, Jalingo beginning to move in here. Here comes Beniana, finally able to take him down. Is Hiccup, screen cheater, taken down next here. The double kill here. Hiccup coming back with a vengeance after the first death of lazy Lambo. And Suminos being chunked down. They're too much, and it looks like finally Soulbert is going to take the Nexus.
Did so much damage coming out of this Swain. Earl King's just an absolute menace as they're going to wrap this game up. Good point coming out from We Love Soulbert for this first one. A lot of teamwork coming on through as... I don't think this one's going to last. I don't think Jinx can 1v5 this one.
No, try as she might.
He's trying.
That gold comeback was nice, but not quite that nice. And game 1 in a commanding fashion, going to We Love Soulbert.
Yeah, good play coming out from them. I mean, those TPs coming down from the team, like the first answer we saw was a double TP into the bot lane. That top fight, we saw TPs coming in too, and feels like they were really just the team that was more proactive and melding better as a team in this one, not to mention the fact that when you throw on the early leads they were able to manage from their individual play as well, it just ends up being a pretty clean game 1. So good stuff from them.
And so spinning this forward here, as this is the best of 3 Cubby, I mean, maybe I'm crazy to say this, but there's things from Team Rocket at the end that at least have to give them a little bit of hope to make this a series ultimately. Like, obviously, they fell way behind, more than you ever want to imagine falling behind. But some of those team plays at the end with Taco and Nader and Suminos getting some power and strength, they can't feel terrible going to a game number 2, where frankly, both these teams were 2-2 coming in. It's not like Soulbert's an absolute powerhouse. These teams, all else equal, are fairly even.
Yeah, I feel like you have to change up the jungle matchup. I really think that's where the game kind of went south, is the fact that Lilia was able to get ahead of the Olaf, and Olaf was so useless after that. So I think if you switch that up, maybe deny the Lilia, maybe take a different champion, something that might be a little bit more comfortable for the side of Team Rocket, that might be how they can come back in this one.
We will have to see. So we're going to take a short break here as both teams get ready for game number 2, and as we do as well. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We're here for the draft for game number 2 between Team Rocket and We Love Soulbert. I'm Paul, joined by Cubby, and the bands are coming in swiftly once again.
You're going to have to see how Team Rocket kind of switches things up. They are on the blue side this time around, dropping that game 1. They got kind of wrecked in the early game, couldn't quite scale back into this one, and that's going to be the Lilia band coming on through because Lilia was so powerful for Jalingo in that first one on the red side. Really didn't look comfortable for Angry Adolf in that first game. So hopefully by banning out that jungler, get a better matchup, try and get things better for this game.
Yeah, once that early game got away from them, obviously, I mean, the result was like a 14k gold lead. They obviously never stood a chance in the late game, even with some of those team fights that they won. But they can't feel terrible walking away from that when they had some good fights that Team Rocket took advantage of some missteps, some time stepping up too much, and frankly, just how beefy Dr. Mundo gets in the late game. So personally, I'm curious. I mean, if the well ain't broke, don't fix it. And there's no Mundo ban here either. So they're saying, even though that worked, go ahead and try it again.
Yeah, and it could be something where, We Love Soulbert, they just want to play fast, and they recognize the fact that a Mundo, it takes a lot of time to ramp up. It does give them a lot of early power, even though that was the pick that was really keeping them in the game. So maybe that's something they're okay with. But looks like something they weren't okay with was that Nami going over to We Love Soulbert. So actually going to first pick that one away from them. Really is changing things up for this game 1.
Really interesting prioritization. Like you said, maybe just something effective 4th ban, if you will, taking that away as we see an Ashe Karma coming in, and that Karma obviously could be flexed a little bit, but if that were to be the duo lane in the bot side, would be pretty strong.
Yeah, it was banned away in the first game, so I fully expect that to be the bot lane already locked in for We Love Soulbert. And curious to see, is this going to be the Jinx coming on once again? But looks like more changes coming through for them. Might be the Jhin this time around.
Yeah, and it will be. So bot lanes established already with Jhin, Nami into an Ashe Karma, so we'll have a lot to dissect there as we wait for the B3 pick here. And again, Mundo wasn't banned. Obviously saw the success in the last game. It was just beef out a whole bunch of, but the Ziggs honestly wasn't the worst pick either, even with a bit of that trouble in the early game. Into this Swain. The Swain just got too powerful, but they have a couple of tools that I think they could bring back if they just rearrange a couple items, but instead they're going to go with the Volibear this time around.
Yeah, this is a complete swap coming on out from Team Rocket as a very different look. Volibear is a pick that might be able to be flexed between top and jungle. We don't usually expect flex picks being down here in low diamonds, so I'm kind of assuming that's going to be a jungle pick coming on through here for Team Rocket, but we're going to have to see as a pick ban moves on through, and a good chance for We Love Soulbert to maybe get a counter pick in the jungle. There it is.
Ooh, Rek'Sai. So I am not familiar with this matchup here, Cubby. So I'm going to defer to you a little bit here and ask, is Rek'Sai, sort of a really smart, like direct counter, or just something that offers a little bit more interesting interplay that maybe Volibear won't be able to catch up?
It's actually pretty rough into the Volibear, given the fact that, he has that stun. If you get up in his face, he has a lot of that early power with the shield possibly coming through with that slow. But the real reason that Rek'Sai is picked is that it's going to be really good in the Jhin Nami, right? Being able to attack that back line, try and get around the front line of Team Rocket. And so going to have to see if Jalingo can have another good performance out of the jungle, as he was such a big difference maker in that first game coming on through.
Seeing some bans coming in now. Soulbert going to ban the Lux and the Zig, so going to get rid of some longer range champions that can have a whole lot of power behind them. Like we had just said, Ziggs had a lot of power in that early game. And now Team Rocket looks like they're, as part of that shakeup, they're saying we're not going to deal with that Swain again. That was just not a good time. We don't want Earl to have that again. And maybe going to ban the Renekton, as well as they're going to hover and discuss it for a little bit, and we'll ultimately go with it. Some big shakeups here for both teams.
Yeah, the Renekton was really good at pressuring the top lane early. They won that first skirmish around level 3, level 4, and really ran with that lead, even though the Mundo did get back into the game. Was able to keep Mundo down for so incredibly long, so just don't want to deal with that one again. And more supportive picks coming out here for We Love Soulbert, so that Galio, that's something that can really enable the Rek'Sai, going to come out for the mid lane.
Absolutely here. So then Galio going to get picked in this. Turns over to Team Rocket here. Curious to see, because like we said, coming into this, right, both teams are 2-2. We took a look through their OPGGs, so it's not like we've got, an LEC team against an amateur team. All things equal, that's one of those performances that, like, sometimes you can chalk up to one thing or another, just not communicating super well. I mean, so we even talked to Team Rocket beforehand. They were bringing in a sub for support like a half hour before the game, and that's something too that easily could have played on their mental and just the preparation and like rapport that a couple of these guys have together.
Right. I mean, it's something that you always have to deal with in these types of tournaments, finding those emergency subs last second. But focusing on this game, got that classic combo coming on through for Team Rocket here as Orion and Malphite's going to be locked in. So you have a way to deliver the ball into the rest of the team. We're going to have to see if they can execute that combo coming on out in team fights.
They've got a lot going on there that they can put together here. I want to see how the Volibear and Malphite work together. I think they can have some really cool combo combinations. As somebody that's just trying to been freeloading his Volibear,
a Rumble
that excites me. And yeah, the Rumble pick here. So really different changes of pace here, Cubby. We've got a lot to watch out for.
I mean, we love Soulbert. Their entire comp is just all about getting around this Volibear, getting around this Malphite, getting damage onto that backline and killing them first, right? If Rek'Sai can get in, followed up with Galio, if you drop that Rumble, red carpet onto the right targets, you can throw down a lot of damage and try and kill them off before you have to deal with this Malphite Volibear. So I think my eyes are really going to be on We Love Soulbert. Can they use some of the early power that they have to really get that early lead, take off of that, or do they fail to execute this team comp, and can Team Rocket kind of put their beefcakes in front? Because later in the game, Rumble Galio are not going to do nearly enough damage to even think about getting through Volibear and Malphite. So it's going to be really important that they are able to execute these fights, get on the Jhin Orianna right away.
Definitely going to be interesting to see here. And one other thing I wanted to mention too was the fact, we'd highlighted from the beginning Soulbert. I talked to him before the game, and he said Benya is a beast, top tip today. We saw how strong he was early on in the first game, obviously, on the Renekton, and now going to take that Rumble. Maybe a pick we don't see quite as often nowadays, but like you said, if some proper placement there, and Rumble could really just take this whole match over.
Yeah, and it's a really good matchup for Rumble. Malphite obviously scales with armor, so you force him to build MR. He does do a little bit of AP damage in the lane, but Rumble can easily negate that with Grab Shield, and he's like, the most important thing is that he's going to have shove and priority in the top lane for the entirety of this early game, right? Much like the last game, where we saw, Beniha and Jolingo really run with and create a lot of pressure around the map. So trying to emulate that once again for game 2. I like that strategy coming out. Just more concerned about, can they really execute these fights? Because they did get ahead early in the last game, but it was starting to get a little bit close for Team Rocket. And, Team Rocket, they have scaling. We Love Soulbert has even more early game in this one, so we're really going to need to see them get those early leads and snowball once again a little bit cleaner this time around before they really get outscaled hard in this one.
For sure. I'll be interested to see if they can finally kill Hiccup before like the 30-minute mark. Last game got away with it for a long time. Had a little bit of BM back and forth in the chat as we're watching in the lobby, being like, hey, you yoinked my Nami. So obviously having a little bit of fun on between the two reports.
Some friendly banner.
Yeah, they're having a good time here, even hopping into the Twitch chat a little bit prematurely here. So both teams just having a good time here on a Sunday afternoon. So we thank you for tuning in. Again, this is a best of 3 game 1 win over the Soulbert in commanding fashion here as they look to get above the 500 mark in this season. But with that, so the teams are picking here live in game, so we'll be coming back from spectator delay in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back on the Rift. Welcome back to the Rift, everybody. I'm Paul, joined by Cubby, and we are excited to be bringing you game number 2 here between We Love Soulbert and Team Rocket.
As these guys head on out to the Rift. You guys missed our exciting game 1. It was all We Love Soulbert, except I'd say more love was given to probably Earl King and Hiccup in that game than Soulbert. Soulbert playing the Ashe, doing well, but more supportive champion. Gonna have to see if that continues in this one, because once again, We Love Soulbert. Very aggressive early game team coming out from them. Gonna have to see if they can lay down that early priority, get some early wins across the map.
And so I'm curious to see, and we highlighted it at the beginning. You astutely found it at the beginning, Jalingo being a little bit gun shy early on, when he had an advantage, but was able to press it later as the game went on. Does Jalingo have those opportunities, do you think, early in this one to make things happen, or do you think you're going to be safer being a little bit more gun shy again?
You're playing Rek'Sai, you got to take some risks and go in. And I think his opportunities are really going to happen once he hits 6, right? Because that protection, utilizing that ultimate and having that execute damage, not to mention Galio coming on through with that semi-global ult coming out to really help the Rek'Sai once he gets involved. It's going to really help enable Jalingo, and really looking for him to take advantage of those two tools and do some work on this Rek'Sai.
For sure. And how have I never seen that Volibear skin, by the way? I don't know if you have, Cubby, but that's the first time I think I've seen it since the rework. That's really nice. I need to...
There's a pro that uses that one. I think Inspired for Rogue. But we got some cheese coming out. This Ashe is in trouble.
Yeah, Ashe gonna have to try to flash away, get stunned up, press the attack, is procced on Soulbert, so Adolf just able to step up with the red buff, with the slow as well, and yeah, already in the flash out. I think we'll be seeing him return bot side once again very soon.
Yeah, a very different game coming out already from Team Rocket, as they have split the map effectively. So I say that, but Angry Adolf is just walking straight mid. Let's see if he can do something against this Galio.
Yeah, they're going to look for something on Earl King here in the mid lane. We're just going to keep panning around to action. The map here flashes over, finds the stun. Going to go look for the taunt. Finds the flash over the wall, but taken down. And Lazy Lambo, first blood on the board.
That looks like some Alcove gameplay going on in the mid lane there. Just going back and forth. This Earl King, unfortunately, not able to buy enough time to get help or anything like that. But what it does do, gets Rek'Sai very far ahead. So Volibear going for some of those early ganks and pressure, but he's only farmed 1 camp, and Rek'Sai, he's farmed 3, including the enemy team's blue buff. So good play coming out from him.
And this is the start they were looking for sure. Summoner's going to have to burn the heal here. Flashing Ignite. Hiccup finds a kill. Screen Cheater going to try to hang in there. Takes down Hiccup here. Soulbert steps up, but they're going to trade kills here. Double kill going on to Screen Cheater here. And the trading continues bot side.
Man, these guys, 2 games straight. It's been really bloody, but Jalingo going to punish
with
the flash.
Earl King in the mid lane. Jalingo takes him down. Evens things up here 3-3 and evens the gold, but they just all have that gold button and just are slamming their desks right now, smashing it.
Yeah, and I really like the early play coming out of Jalingo. Yes, Volibear's gotten some nice early pressure off of those ganks, but it's done a really good job of punishing, taking away some camps. Then, Orianna doesn't have flash. Okay, we're going to burn our flash, make sure we get a kill there, get Galio back into this game. And, really continuing to keep his tempo up, which is so important on this Rek'Sai, right? You're picking that early game jungler, has all that early strength. And so the more tempo that you can get and ensure for you, very good, as he's once again pressuring top. Going to get a little bit of a prank in the Malphite.
Ooh, Hiccup gonna step up, find the root on his Screen Cheater. They're caught out, and Soulbert picking up a very easy kill there. Again, top side here, Taconator thought about face checking the bush, decided better of it.
Yeah, smart ward drop here. I like the fact that Jalingo visited the wave in this lane state, right? It's so shoved into the Malphite. I think he really showed his hand a little bit too early, right? If he waits for Malphite to approach one of those creeps, they might have been able to get more of a play, but that said, not going to be the case. Instead, it's going to be Rumble continuing to set this rock on fire, which is surprisingly effective in this game.
Yeah, I don't think they ever got told, they never got the Pokemon type system. I think the Pokemon type system people would have a blast with this game being like, this doesn't make a whole lot of sense, Riot. What are you thinking here?
That or just like general physics, Well, a lot of things. Like, chickens can't fly, but Galio, he can fly to Rek'Sai whenever he presses R. How
Wait,
does
oh my
that
god,
work?
that's Galio?
Yeah, he's got Birdio. It's the chicken skin.
Dude, I love the not so and so skins. That's always what makes me think of, like the
Definitely
not
not
Udyr.
Blitz, definitely not Vel'Koz. Yeah.
It can't be Udyr. Those just crack me up. I just think that's a really good sense of humor from
I
Riot.
mean, I think the best part about definitely not Udyr is the fact that, like, whenever we see an Udyr in a game, we're just like, no, that can't be Udyr. Like, no, that's just the forgotten champion of the league. And Riot's like, yeah, it is. We're just gonna make it definitely not Udyr skin. Play to that.
Yeah, absolutely bearing the fact there. Now trading for finally, and I'm probably going to jinx it here, Caster Curse. If it has slowed down a little bit here, both sides content to just farm up a bit. Bot side as well. Both ADCs did take Cole, so they are going to try to prioritize some farming here, see who can get that gold boost first.
That was cute, trying to deny the cannon minion. Instead, they might just get a kill off of it.
Oh, Hiccup going to land the root here. Soulbert has an opportunity to step up, and
Oof.
Hiccup takes the kill. Ultimately, on Sumino, Screen Cheater going to find the heal there. Goes under the tower. They don't quite have the pressure to push in, but another easy kill off a nice set of root from Hiccup.
Yeah, it's 2 games in a row where Soulbert and Hiccup have really outplayed the bottom lane of Team Rocket. So much strength. And, you mentioned the sub coming through, maybe playing a part of it, but it looks like a lot of strength coming out from this 2v2 duo as well for the side of We Love Soulbert.
It was funny. During the break, Hiccup asked, oh, do the casters pick an MVP? And I think Hiccup was pretty confident asking that question, like, please tell me you pick, as I think I'm worthy of it. And
No,
Hiccup
it's
really
Julingo, man. Hate to sell that one to you. Hiccup, keep on trying, man.
So right now, so first dragon looks like, so it will be Inferno. It is online here, and so it'll be interesting to see which team sets themselves up well to make the first move towards it. We Love Soulbert now at this point already does have a 2k gold lead, and maybe we're going to start to see some priority and vision coming along as Earl is able to step away from the mid lane for the first time.
Yeah, that said, looks like Hiccup doing a good job of keeping this wave far back. And, I feel like a common theme of last game, Paul, was like, when we just check in with the scoreboard and be like, all right, we got a 2K gold lead or a 7K gold lead over here for We Love Soulbert. And, hey, guess what? 2.5K gold lead here for We Love Soulbert. Already 8 minutes into this one as Rumble continuing to light that Malphite ablaze in the top lane.
Ooh, so Angry Adolf going to work way into the mid lane. Does not have the ultimate available yet, so just punch into it. Statue here, not doing a whole lot of damage. Here comes the chicken, and Jolingo stepping up as well. Does have double buff, not able to do anything quite with it here. Soulbert going to clear vision on Dragon, and it looks like rest of the crew here might be joining him in the pit.
And that's going to be a free Dragon going on over with that chunk. We also have Rumble hanging out here, maybe looking for a play on Soriana, but the wave clear coming out from Lazy Lambo going to take care of that one. Benya doing a good job of roaming. He's utilizing his wave pressure to really spot out the Voldibear. It gives his team so much pressure and such an advantage in this game. So, like the fact that he's trying to utilize that Rumble priority to do more than just, continue to harass that Malphite.
It has such a big CS lead. No kills exchanged topside, and still able to get 15 CS ahead, and again forcing Beniana back this whole time. And like you said, just opening up the map for him and for the rest of Soulbert here. But the root gonna land here on a Hiccup, and we've got
hang on, they're diving bot.
Yeah, we've got Jolingo waiting in the wings, trying to look for something here.
Galio
is available too. Great call, great minds think alike here. Stun lands. Jin does not have ultimate available. Neither does Screen Cheater. Sumino's caught under tower, going to be taken down. Jolingo finishing up the kill. Here comes the taunt lands on the Screen Cheater here. Earl King stepping up level 8 into level 5, but not going to have quite enough damage here. Screen Cheater just able to back off, and well played under the tower. They'll get plates and they'll get a kill.
Yeah, and I love that coordinated play coming out from the side of Benya.
Wow.
What a beast.
That was disgusting.
That was a beast play coming out from him. Dodge out on that Malphite ult, the possible trade. We do have Team Rocket intelligently taking the Rift Herald after that bot lane play, but I love the teamwork coming out once again from We Love Soulbert, right? That's a planned play coming out. Rek'Sai says, hey, Galio, shove out mid. We're going to go bot. They get the 4-man off, and they were able to execute it, put this Jhin even further behind.
I love if we had statistics like, I don't know if you ever watch on ESPN when they used to do sports science, like Benyanna reacted to that in like 0.2 seconds to flash away here. As we're going to see Ultimate come out from Lazy Lambo, not nearly enough, and Earl King finding the kill, and very quickly Soulbert going to try to make this look like game one.
This game is looking real similar to game one, as you know, we got a 3.5K gold lead, or 4.5K gold lead already. Sorry, I can't math very good.
We
Wait,
were
no, I was
promised
right.
there would be no math.
Okay, no, it's 4K now. Okay, never mind. We're gonna avoid math, as we're just gonna continue to talk about this game. But what I do know, despite any math, is that it's a big lead coming out here for We Love Soulbert as the fighting continues. Voldabear's here.
Oh, Soulbert able to land the ultimate here, but yeah, Adolf gonna step up now, procs the ultimate here. Ultimate gonna come out, curtain call here from Jin, able to take down Hiccup with the shutdown. Soulbert able to dodge away. Jalingo is just clearing the jungle right now, so no rotation gonna follow up. And they have to be happy finally getting an exchange going their way here, as we see some skirmishing in the mid lane, and not gonna be anything more of it.
Yeah, I mean, this lane's pretty much just a handshake, right? Orianna's going to be able to scale up, and Lazy Lambo, once again, doing a good job of getting farm in this game around this Rek'Sai, trying to do his best to, you know, make sure you stack up that tier in Orianna. But still, the early game and all the priority going over to the side of We Love Soulbert, and possibly even first brick, too, as Soulbert himself doing a lot of damage to this tower. Should be another couple waves crashing in that can ensure that he gets that one for him and the rest of his team.
So let me ask you this, Cubby. So when this game started out, we were like, okay, much better start here from Team Rocket. Maybe putting things together. Now, hold on. We might have maybe a handshake in the mid lane or something. Oh, it's Hiccup finding the root here. Here comes Earl King. Maybe go try for the taunt. Try to keep him there.
Nice.
Pop some airborne, and Hiccup taking him out. Great
Nice
roam there.
Yeah. Really good
we're
timing,
right on the same
too.
wavelength here.
Yeah, it was such good timing from Hiccup, right? Because they were able to crash that wave bottom, so he's got no business being down there. So just able to walk on up, make sure that he's able to do some damage in this mid lane, and continues to just sit here and harass this Orianna.
Hiccup's just sprinting all over the place, even just letting Lambo know, hey, I'm still here from the brush. Is Benyanna going to push in top lane, just taking care of business with the flamethrower here and pushing in. Now, to return to a previous thing here, like, it seemed like Team Rocket had such a better start, but where did the wheels come off here, Cubby? Because it seems like in both games, all of a sudden it was close, and then they just blew them out of the water.
It's really Jalingo. He's done such a good job with the tempo. The fact he was able to get ahead of the Volbear, turn that gank around mid lane, make the play bottom as well. That and the fact that their bottom lane is just straight up losing the 2v2, making this game really hard for the side of Team Rocket.
We'll see how they're able to spin that lead into even more here. Next Dragon's up in 20 seconds. We see 3 members here from Soulbert just getting things warded up here, so they definitely know, and they're going to spot out there on that ward.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah, they have an opportunity to do something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Rocket's going to try to step up.
Look out for this Rek'Sai Galio combo once again coming on through. That's how these guys are going to win fights, but looks like they're actually just going to start the objective, try and pull it out, as TP, Malphite's already here, but this objective should be gone.
Adolf jumping in over the wall here. Here comes the tidal wave, popping up Soulbert. They're able to take the dragon clean away. Benyanna rotating down now. Root lands here. Ultimate coming in now from Earl King. Lazy Lambo getting chunked down here. Taco and Ader's the first one down, followed by Lambo. And here comes the chase. Taunt not able to land anybody, but Jalingo just going to go right in. Onto Suminos, able to get the double kill. Screen cheater. And Adolf going to rotate back under tower here, and they're going to be content to walk away with a 3-0.
Yeah, with the gold lead and the early game strength coming out from the team comp that We Love Soulbert has selected for themselves, there was no chance Team Rocket was going to win that fight. That's something that sometimes you just have to give on up, because look at everything they're going to be able to take off that one, right? They got the dragon. They're going to knock down 2 turrets now, both mid and bot lane going on down, not to mention the one team fight as well. And this game just opened right on up by the side of We Love Soulbert with that play coming out from them.
I'm over here trying to get my calculator out. That's going to make it a 7K gold lead here, Cubby, as they pick up the next tower. And yeah, this one's getting away awfully quickly. And I don't think they have the opportunity to even stall this one out like they did last game. Like, Mundo was obviously so beefy, but I don't think Taco is going to be able to put anything together like that again. But here comes Curtain Call, maybe trying to find a Hiccup at least, and dance around the pit, just showing off some smooth moves here. And the land of the root, I thought he was going to try to turn on the screen cheater, but he'll just back off there.
Nope, just gonna casually scroll on out of that one, and I mean, good play coming out. I really have to give a lot of credit over to We Love Soulbert, right? They're taking these aggressive early game compositions and actually utilizing them to drive home leads, make things happen, which is something that we don't always see out of teams at this ELO. So good play coming out from them.
Adolf going to be disappointed there. Was hoping to find a gank potential there, but Benyan going to take a safe back in the brush and just kind of reset the game state here. So right now, Soulbert sitting at 2-2 as well as Team Rocket. So this would put them over the 500 mark here if they're able to finish this one off, which in all likelihood, I think we can say probably will be the case here as Earl King going to take the scuttle here, and those set up for a Rift Herald at the 16-minute mark here.
Yeah, we'll have to see. On the bright side, Team Rocket has done a good job of at least farming their lanes when they're alive and not getting dove by the side of We Love Soulbert. And so, they still have the scaling, right? You have Jin with an IE. Oriana, once she gets 2 items, is going to be much stronger than Galio for the rest of the game. And so, really going to be on the side of Team Rocket to just kind of weather the storm here for the next 5 to 10 minutes, see if that's what they need to come back in this one. And on the other side, We Love Soulbert, they do have to keep on pushing the pace. So it's still really going to be on them to find these plays, keep on coming up with good engages, good fights on their side.
It's definitely tough when you're weathering a storm that's a hurricane and not just a drizzle here, Cubby. But we'll see if they're able to pull this one off for as long as they can. Because, yeah, like you said, that's pretty much the only option, right? I mean, this could be a very quick conversation in game if they're able to end in 25 minutes. But if we're still sitting at this game state, maybe one dragon swap at the 25-minute mark, maybe they're able to start looking up at something and some fights that they can win.
Yeah, and that's going to be the concern, right? Because with how early both these dragons were taking, the next one's going to be up around the 19-minute mark, right? 19:30, and that should be one that's, oh boy, by then.
Yeah, Lazy Lambo caught under there. Does not have Shockwave available. Used it pretty early in a little bit of a 2-on-1 in the mid lane. Not going to have it quite yet here as Angry Adolf going to get caught out here. Soulbert's in a position to start laying in damage. They don't have a way to access them. Going to get taken down. Shockwave finally coming in. They're able to come online, not able to land a kill, but here comes the curtain call. Earl King not taking enough really to step up, doesn't have enough health, but misses everybody here. Hiccup going to get rooted though. Maybe they're going to finally land the first kill. Falls very low and Sumnos lands it. Soulbert going to try to move up here. Here comes Earl King stepping in. Soulbert coming back here, still able to find some kills. Taquinator going to finish him off though, gets the shutdown. And finally, a little bit of a favorable exchange from Team Rocket.
Yeah, 2 for 2 and shutdown goal going over to Team Rocket. That's good from them. Lazy Lambo did a very good job of stalling things out under that turret, buying time for that Shockwave to get back up. Ends up landing it on 2 members, and that really does turn around the fight. So good play coming out from them. They're going to need a lot more of that if they want to get back in this one. But hey, you got to start somewhere. That's a good place for them to start.
The journey of 1,000 steps starts with 1, and even if that's a baby step, at least they're trending in the right direction here. Now, at this point, so third dragon's coming online. It is a mountain, so we're going to be looking at Mountain Soul here moving forward. This would be number 3, and you do not want to give, We Love Soulbert an opportunity to get to Soul Point. So maybe Team Rocket here is able, if they're able to find a pick or an advantageous, 2-on-1, maybe they're able to put something together and keep them up dragon.
Yeah, it looks like Benny Howe's going to take a little bit of chunk damage out. Oh, I say that, but that Electric Harpoon's hitting just as hard over there on the Lazy Lambo. River control going on over to the side of We Love Soulbert early. And what I like from them is that they have teleport on the Galio. He's not here, right? He just took a tower. And so they're trying to, stall this one out. They realize that they win this if they just buy time, given the fact that they have a member in the side lane. So really like the way that Team Soulbert's playing this one.
We'll see if they're able to step up. They start the dragon a little bit here. Here comes Jolingo, though. They're all bunched together, all 5. They're going to start moving in. Benyan stepping up. Earl King finding the first kill, but here comes the 2 kills really quickly. Here comes another, able to land a Taquinator with the triple kill. Earl King really caught out here. Maybe looking for the quadra kill, but they're going to find an ace. And by God, Cubby, they're making it a game.
That was a really good start to the fight from We Love Soulbert, but they weren't able to stack their abilities onto the Jhin, right? They pulled it off before Galio was there. They needed to wait for Galio to teleport, then start the fight so they could follow up with Galio's ultimate, and instead, I believe it was off screen, but we had a beautiful Malphite Oriana combo coming out from Taquinator and Lazy Lambo. Turns that fight around. They got onto the back line of We Love Soulbert, and all of a sudden, Paul, we have a game.
Yeah, that turned thing around quickly. It was like, okay, they'll maybe get 1 or 2 kills, and then it'll turn back the way we've seen consistently in favor of Soulbert. But yeah, able to flip things around. That shrinks the gold lead to 3K. Even Dragons now only 2-1 here, and Soulbert's gonna try to answer back with a Rift Terror of their own in the mid lane. Finally, a glimmer of hope from Team Rocket, and
Yeah,
putting
yeah.
together a nice game.
And it's such a big deal for them because it gives them another 10 minutes to keep on scaling before Dragon Soul can possibly, become an issue, because they were able to take that dragon and they have the serious scaling advantage, right? Like, they might be down 4.5K gold, but the game's a lot closer than what it's going to say on the screen. So still going to be on We Love Soulbert to try and execute this much more difficult to execute comp. And if they don't do it, they will get punished like we just saw here.
Gonna do some dancing around in top river here. Gonna fight over some vision and some wards. We'll see Earl start to rotate down from the top lane here. So if Team Rocket is able to put something together here, where do you think they're going to be looking to set up their team fight initiations? Is it just going to surround around Taco and Nader's ult, or can we be watching out for something else hidden there?
Yeah, it's going to be ball rock into kills. Well, looks like we just need a rock for this one.
Yeah, gonna go right in there with the ultimate.
Oh,
Beniana.
Wait a minute, he's out.
Ooh. The chase is on between
Never
the
mind.
big boys.
Never mind.
Delaying the inevitable there. Ultimate coming in from Adolf here, moving up.
There it is.
Out though. Jolingo though taken down fairly low here, but Earl King able to find the kill. Meanwhile, Soulbert steps under the tower. Here comes a really late TP though. That might not.
He's
be
got no
good
ult.
news for Taco and Nader. He has no getaway tool. He's just gonna get rooted between 4 people. That's not a good time there. Bad news bears.
Oh!
But Sumino's able to finish off with the curtain call. Nice shot from a mile away. And once again, I mean, some parts of the exchange going fairly well and just putting this game off further and further in the distance.
Yeah, it was a slight win there for We Love Soulbert. And so, they got a little bit more gold in their pockets, but the fact that these fights are close is a bad sign for them, right? Because, I mean, we talked about how they have a very fast comp. They need to execute quickly. And the fact that they're already being heavily contested right now by the side of Team Rocket does not bode well for them moving forward.
So we'll see next Dragon fight going to be in 2 minutes. Obviously, past the 20-minute mark, Baron is live. So I'm curious to see how quickly and if at all we see a bait here from Soulbert to maybe force a fight around Baron, maybe try to take advantage of the fact they are a little bit more built up here, try to look for something. But both sides now have to be careful as it's become clear either one can swing a fight.
Yeah, these fights are going to be really close as we move forward. And Paul, I think all eyes are going to be on this upcoming Dragon, right? Because a team with Jhin can't really sniff a Baron coming on out. And I really think that We Love Soulbert need to continue to stack these Dragons in order to get that Mountain Soul, get that to be their win con, so that can kind of bridge their scaling to try and match all the scaling that's on the side of Team Rocket. So all eyes on this Dragon. It's going to be spawning in 90 seconds. Let's see how these guys set up for this fight.
Lots of vision being cleared here. We've probably watched on directed cam probably 6 or 7 wards already cleared in this top jungle. So both sides, just trying to prioritize what they can. Soulbert right now does have control of the river. They have forced, I believe, all vision out here from Team Rocket. They're not going to have eyes on that Baron anymore. And if they did want to try to force a play, they would have the opportunity to do so blind. Meanwhile, King sits on top side, obviously has the ultimate to make his way wherever he wants to go here with the hero's entrance. Gonna find Adolf, and he's gonna go right in here.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a little
bit of chunk damage being landed, but hey, the entire side of We Love Soulbert, they're actually playing for this Baron. Okay, they started it up. They're the team that can do it, right? They have Blade of the Ruin King on Ashe. This is something that needs to be contested, and Orianna TP coming in. They might be in trouble.
Yeah, Taco and Nader stepping up, and you don't want to be between a rock and a Baron here for that ultimate coming in, trying to space out here so they don't get absolutely knocked by it here. Adolf stepping up, finding so much damage here. Taco and Nader able to blow up Beniana. Taco and Nader now getting chunked down. Able to get out, though, with his life. Adolf stepping up. Soulbert going to be blown up now. Doesn't have enough damage here. Taunt coming in, not able to land on more than one. Jolingo does find Screen Cheater, though. Adolf falling fairly low. Hiccup trying to be the damage dealer here, not able to land a ton. Lacy Lambo finishes off as Adolf dies as well. stepping back under tower, and once again, Team Rocket getting the better of an exchange.
Yeah, Benihana wasn't even able to get his ultimate off, and Galio's ultimate was actually canceled by the tidal wave that Nami threw on out. So with that extended team fight, the scaling that's been coming in for the side of Team Rocket, they're able to take that one, and because of the timing of that, should be able to take this Mountain Drake as well. Really do not like the time that Soulbert started up that Baron, because they cede away control of this Mountain Drake, allow for the side of Team Rocket to get that one for free, and more stats into their pockets. There's a big risk starting that Baron. Doesn't pay off. They're going to get punished for it heavily.
And you hit the nail on the head earlier, Cubby. Is this gold lead definitely is deceiving. It's easy to say, oh, 4K gold lead, they're going to win every fight, but not at all the case. As Team Rocket say was set up into these pretty fearlessly behind Taconator.
Yeah, I mean, this Malphite is so tanky in the top lane, and the fact that you can, give him the Orianna ball on his head with all those resistances as well makes him even tankier. Not to mention the combo that you can land with that unstoppable force and the shockwave. So deadly going back all the way to season 2 of League of Legends since then. So gonna have to see if these guys can continue to use that Malphite to really pressure out the side of We Love Soulbert, because at this point in the game, I mean, it's looking pretty grim for them, right? They rely on taking out these squishy members of Team Rocket, but with these 2 Mountain Drakes, some extra resistances over to the squishies that it's going to make it even more difficult for them to take off the map, and not to mention all the scaling and the beefcakes you have to get through on the front line as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to just really rip through a whole lot of people or find a really good angle, maybe get Jalingo finally set up. Jalingo been pretty quiet the last 10-15 minutes here. Need to find something, put it together here, and set up him and Earl King to really dominate the game, as we thought this might have gone longer than just the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, this game's looking really grim, honestly, for the side of We Love Soulbert. I know they have a 4K gold lead, but when you look at the items coming on through and the scaling coming on through for the side of Team Rocket, it's going to be tough, right? We have Leandri's on the Orianna. From now on, she's going to be stronger than this Galio. Jhin is sitting at 3 items, making him a menace to deal with, and it's not like they have any true tanks to really deal with all the crits coming out from this champion as well. So I really think Team Rocket should have the advantage moving forward for the rest of this game.
And for a while, I thought Adolf would sort of be the weak link here. He got behind so early, but they found a way to have him catch up. I mean, that CS differentials basically evened out and finally leveled things out. The level was Jalingo here. And so what I thought would be their liability has become just another part that they actually can match here.
He's still the weak link in the liability, but it's fine because he's on Soulbert and skilled. We'll go with that, right? He had some nice early ganks, but he did get very far behind. Jalingo properly punished him. But now, thanks to the rest of this game and how it's played out, they're looking pretty good. One thing that I do like that the side of We Love Soulbert are doing, they're still farming 3 lanes, right? We see all the grouping going on. From this Jhin, from the side of Team Rocket, and that's why they're still at a gold deficit, right? Because they're sacking a lot of these waves. You can see Benihana about to take that bot lane turret because no one's been down there to answer him. Taconator, he has TP, but he's the side of the group instead, and because of the pressure coming on through, they feel like they have to start this Baron.
Yeah, Team Rocket going to be the ones to step up into the contest. Now we see TP coming up top side here. Earl King and Benihana going to fight from the top part of the river.
The red carpet.
Their way converge. And ultimately coming out from Valley Bear. Jalingo just getting blown up. Going to try to get away, able to take down Screen Shooter and keep stepping up. Lazy Lambo going to take down Jalingo here. They're able to turn on to Angry Adolf, take him down. Taco and Nader get blown up this time around. Curtain Call comes out. A ton of damage. Takes down Earl King. But Benihana stepping up, fearless in the Lazy Lambo. And, the Shockwave going to land. Able to take Soulbert take it down here. Jhin is just too strong. They never got in there to take him out. Hiccup going to have to run for his life as the only one remaining here. Team Rocket would do the same. And another great fight. And Suminos highlighting how strong they have become.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have any tanks, and when you're playing no tanks into a Jhin, he hits 3 items, you are just going to get shredded for the rest of the game. Suminos doing work on that champion here in this one, and danger alarms should be going off in the head of We Love Soulbert. In an even game, scaling is always the team that has the advantage, and that is exactly the state that we land in here, and expect more fights to break out soon. So We have this Mountain Dragon spawning in 50 seconds. We have to see how both these teams are able to set up after that late reset next to that Baron fight.
The Jin ultimate right now doing 907 damage. And then that fourth shot, obviously 200% crit striking. That hurts at this point. Can absolutely finish off.
It's
these
not going to
kills
feel
that we're
good.
seeing. No, that's
Yeah,
not a
not gonna
current
feel
call you
good.
want to be stuck under. That's going to hurt. They might actually get the kill lead here after this next fight, Cubby. I mean, the way they're putting this together, like you said, what started off so strong for Soulbert has turned grim very quickly here, and we already see Team Rocket set up around the Dragon Pit, looking to get this third one, and this Mountain Drake going to make them near impossible to chunk through.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Soulbert went for such an aggressive early game comp because it's like at this elo, you're going to make mistakes, and so I usually prefer like scaling on my teams. And I mean, yeah, they played out this game pretty well early. Like they had a 7K gold lead, but you make one mistake and it's over. And that's really what we've been seeing here is we have another fight about to break out.
Yeah, they don't quite have a way into the pit. Jolingo try to set us up, just gets rooted and blown up once again. Here comes Galio coming in with the ultimate. They haven't found a way on anyone. They're just all turning on the Tacoinator here, and Sumino's just having free reign to lay it in. Tacoinator's finally taken down. Earl King and
Nice
step
shockwave.
back here. Suminos has everyone low. Curtain Call could finish everybody off. Stepping up here, still at basically full health here. Beniana falling at least from full health finally. Gonna try to protect the rest of the squishies here as they run back under tower. And again, able to get an objective and keep pushing things forward.
Yeah, 2 for 1 of the Dragon going over to Team Rocket. I don't know if they can stiff out the Baron. Nami does have some mana to try to sustain her teammates, but might just be fixing waves. Nope, never mind. We're going on to the Baron.
Yeah, they're going to try, and obviously a pretty slow one here with the Jin, but they're going to take their chances regardless, and these kill timers going to keep Earl King and Jolingo totally out of this.
Hold on. This could be a lot of damage. That crit, by the way, that went through a Karma Shield. Just throwing that one out there. That fourth shot.
TP coming in here. Tacoinator joins the fun in the pit. That'll be 5 of them to take this away here. They have no opportunity to steal it with a global. And right now, Team Rocket showing up here in a big way and possibly looking to put game 2 away.
Usually as, things go on, I expect, Ash Ketchum to kind of scale into the game. I think it's the first time we've ever seen Team Rocket scale. Throwing that one out there. I'm scaling really hard.
This should work that into the next run of the anime, just to let people know. It's possible.
We're mixing up the storyline.
Yeah, they're just not an early game duo. They're more versatile than that. We have to give them credit for it.
Oh man.
What a turn here, because for a while this really did look like a real quick, two games done and over with, walking away with it here for Soulbert. But Team Rocket here on the brink of putting this one away as they're going to start the siege, and I just don't see a way, and it doesn't sound like you do either, Soulbert able to step up and find some kills unless Team Rocket really just start to throw this one away.
Yeah, I mean, the Galio Rek'Sai combo has just been outscaled at this point, right? They haven't been able to get on Suminos and really take him down, and you can see how much damage this Jin has been pumping out when you allow him to stay alive in the fight. And at this point, with these guys grouped up as 5, all they have to do is really stay together, brute force this one down, because this game's all them at this point.
No way onto Suminos throughout, and we saw the different stats this Jin made. The 1 million mastery paying off in a big way, and they're going to keep chunking down this tower here.
Okay, they have this warded out, but Jolingo trying to go for the flank. They create an angle onto the Jin. Maybe they have a chance, but still looking pretty slim. Jin does have a stopwatch and a Phantom Dancer now to protect him after those last couple 1 fights, so going to be really difficult for the side of We Love Soulbert to try and pull off that clean engage, but looks like they're trying to go for the angle to create it. That's so they don't find it. They get cold feet. That's 1 inhibitor knocked down for the side of Team Rocket.
And they have to be thrilled with that, too. And, yeah, Jolingo just never quite found it. Just had to sort of reset with the team. They'll be content to walk away with an inhib and now a 1K gold lead difference. And, obviously, at this point, doesn't matter. They're just so scaled up and able to chunk them away. Gold's just another number on the screen and doesn't have any meaning for what Team Rocket is putting through here. And when we start to see a rotation up top side, they can't just keep letting them get away with everything for free. But between Baron buff and the minions, and how strong they are before all of that, a really difficult spot they're in.
Yeah, and I like, they're still just grouping up using their beefcakes, but they might be in trouble here. We do have an angle coming on in.
Oh, they find a way onto the backline. The tanks had stepped up, trying to look for something else. Jolingo takes out Screen Shooter.
Got him.
And Sumino's taken down. They're able to step up, finding 3. Lambo and Taquinator going to try to hang out here. Shockwave already gone, as is the Unstoppable Force. Taquinator finds one, but they find a 5-4-1 here. And the comeback maybe just starting here for Soulbert.
Soulbert getting back into that game. Beautiful engage and angle coming out. We saw both Jolingo and Earl King. They didn't even burn Flash to get on the Jhin. So, poor warding coming out from the side of Team Rocket. They find the angle. They get the flank. They get the early kill on the priority target. And we're going to get punished properly as the Baron Siege stops. Another Mountain Drake is going to go over to the side of We Love Soulbert. And Soul Point for both teams after this, for this upcoming Mountain as well. So, good play coming in from them. Try and get themselves back into this game.
Yeah, once I saw Taquinator step so far away from Jhin, and you mentioned the flank, I'm like, wait a second. They've got a free run. Like, Jolingo's just going to be able to jump in there and have his way with the ultimate. And that combo just being absolutely crazy there. Really well set up. So, like you said, able to find Mountain Drake here. Both teams on Soul Point. The gold lead 4K now ballooning back up. And now that starts to matter just a little bit as Soulbert are beginning to find their rhythm. If they can keep finding those entry points, get through that front line and get to Suminos, Team Rocket's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, I still am not going to favor We Love Soulbert for this one. But, it was a good play coming out from them. But the tanky items continue to come in from Malphite and Volibear. We almost have a death cap on the Orianna. Jhin didn't get his stopwatch off in that fight, which is honestly a huge mistake coming out from Suminos. If he gets that stopwatch off, he at least buys some time and maybe dodges out on getting blown up immediately. And so I do want to see some better play coming out from them. But hey, at least that does open the map back up for We Love Soulbert, as they still have to deal with a wave of super creeps coming on in, but they have access to their jungle camps. They should be able to contest this Baron.
And this is where things get interesting, because we start entering sort of that, as we like to call it in Overwatch, one fight territory, right? This is where you have to put your cards on the table. This is where you have to execute, because if not, you're going to lose everything, or if not pretty much everything, in such a substantial way. Baron buff is down. Soul Point in 3.5 minutes. Baron in 30 seconds. Both teams just setting up for the fight that might just decide it all.
I like that one fight territory. I feel like stunting death timers too is something that isn't utilized enough in League, that actually is utilized a lot in Overwatch. It's like a very big deal.
Yeah, that's huge in Overwatch. Just stalling things out in a way that if you can take on an objective at 6v5 or just an interesting position with somebody, you get that one fight, and those one fights matter. You see something different always, like solo queue especially, and maybe we'll see something here where last fight means a little bit more and everyone executes a little. Oh no, Beniana, you're stepping up into somewhere you don't want to be. Steps up into the brush, finds 4, gonna be taken down immediately here. Tidal Wave gonna come through as well. Angry Adolf stepping up.
Suminos got his Suminos no GA. They got his GA.
Coinator taken down. Here comes the curtain call though. They're going to at least back off. That might give them the pressure they want and need for Baron, or at least to tease at it here. But that exchange really both ways kind of not great here, and Team Rocket going to step into the pit.
Yeah, Benia getting caught out. And I will say it was a beautiful ultimate coming out from him, because the ultimate literally did the entirety of Suminos' health bars. Was Suminos?
Suminos stepping up a little bit too far. Going to be able to get some of that back there from... looks like from the Phantom Dancer, they're able to get that shield. Earl King going to step back up. They're just, it's one-track mind. Suminos or Bus not able to take him down, though. Jolingo and Hiccup can't get any closer to provide support. And now the remaining 4 here from Team Rocket can look at Baron themselves.
All right, this is actually a more difficult Baron for them, because they do have TP coming in from Beniha, and Ashe is spawning here in a few seconds. So we're going to have to see. This red carpet's almost up. This could be a huge rumble coming on in.
Oh, Shockwave lands. Finding 2, and here comes Taquinator to combo off of that, blows them up, stunned out, shut down. Beniana is going to pop the stopwatch here. Ultimate not able to land anybody with it, and they're going to get Baron for free here ultimately. And now Team Rocket can set their sights on the Nexus.
That should be game going over to the side of Team Rocket. Beautiful job clawing their way back into this game. Really off the back of, not only this Jin, but some nice shockwaves coming out from Lazy Lambo as well. So Carry stepping up big time for the side of Team Rocket is going to push this one to game 3, Paul.
What a combo there. The shockwave, the unstoppable force, putting things away here. And just like that, what was so commanding is now gone. These leads are fleeting in League of Legends, no matter what here. And they're gonna take down the Nexus. And yeah, we are in for a really exciting game 3, I think.
Game 3 coming on through. Team Rocket turning things around in this one. We saw game 1. We Love Soulbert. They took that fast composition, and Team Rocket got beat out as they were trying to scale this one. Same story, right? We have scaling for Team Rocket. Soulbert trying to play really fast. They ended up getting outscaled as they had a few mistakes along the way. Curious to see what these teams end up doing for game 3. I expect Team Rocket to grab scaling once again, but the Soulbert, they double down. They take even more early game, or do they try and give themselves a few bridges in the late game?
Options of plenty, and all of them going to be really enticing to watch. So stick around with us to see what they end up doing in game number 3. We will be back with the draft in just a couple of minutes. So we'll see you there. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Paul. He's Cubby over there, and we're excited to bring you game number 3 here of Premade Dominate Week 5 action between Team Rocket and We Love Soulbert here. And first bans, once again, Nunu and Graves. But Cubby, what a series this has evolved into.
Yeah, we have game 3. Both teams taking a game off one another. We got a brawl for game 3, and with Soulbert back on the blue side, this is the side they ended up winning game 1 on. So, curious to see if anything changes with these picks and bans. Do we once again see Lilia denied from the side of Team Rocket to We Love Soulbert? And do We Love Soulbert switch anything up when it comes to their bans as well? Nope.
Nope, yep, so far pretty chalky. Once again, Lilia and Viger are going to finish out the ban phase here. There's no real surprises there. And Cubby, when you're thinking about, so things started off really well for Soulbert there and then fell off quickly. You talked about, maybe those early game comps aren't necessarily their thing, as the scaling just couldn't match Team Rocket's. Would you like to see them lean into something more late game scaling, or would you have rather just see more aggression early on with another comp like that?
I like the fact that they're playing aggressive and getting proactive, but I want to see them have like a bridge to the late game, right? So like one pick where they just don't get dunked in the late game, because that game they went full scale early game and ended up getting punished once the Jin started to get some items under his belt. So they have a bridge, that's something like that. I feel like it works out a lot better. But diving into this game, what we have so far is Soulbert once again, game 3, third game on Ash for him, and it seems like Team Rocket really liked that Jin counter last game. We're gonna do that again.
Yeah, how could you not? That Jin was just an absolute menace in the late game. That curtain call just lethal. They didn't quite have anything to stop it, and we saw that the combination at least work once with that Rek'Sai Galio. Getting the backlines when Tacoinator had just gone a little bit wayward there leading up the fight, and we're going to see Morgana paired with it now. Ooh. So a little more range support, and that double root action is just such a pain. It's so oppressive.
Yeah, Morg Jin's a really strong lane together, but this is the perfect time to grab that Karma once again. Karma's so incredibly strong into the Morgana, can really ensure more lane dominance coming out from We Love Soulbert, in which case, both the bot lane, both games, has crushed the bot lane in lane of Team Rocket. Instead, gonna go back to that Nami, right? Keep in mind, Team Rocket first picked this one away from the support of We Love Soulbert, so didn't want Hiccup to get Nami last game, but gonna get his hands on it once again this one. And I want to see more tanks coming on in, because if you see the Jin, this guy is going to, be critting, be doing a lot of work in these team fights, and want to see more tanks to try and prevent those crits from coming on through.
I couldn't agree more. Any tools that you can provide to try to suppress or get into the Jin. And I like the Volley Bear. I think that's a really solid start.
Yeah, there we go.
At least
improvements already.
Because last time it just that wasn't it, Chief. And maybe so we are going to see the set come out here from Team Rocket. We haven't seen set yet in this series, but I really like it. The thing I watch for, and I don't know about you, Cubby, but I like watching. I want to see set flash, but like by level 3. Like if you're not flashing and face breaking in, I don't think you're getting as much value as you can. And a lot of times, especially around this elo, people are afraid to burn that flash early. But if I see it early, even if it misses, that's a good sign for me of what might come in the late game.
I like that. Some early aggression coming on through for these guys once again.
Even if it's misguided a little bit, we're seeing this because we're seeing the scaling ultimately matter. Just if you die, like whatever, as long as you don't 3-0 and toss your whole lane, at least you'll probably get some sort of action here. Meanwhile, just to wrap up on the bans, we see Swain and Renekton here from Team Rocket. After game 1, they never want to see those champs again. They might go on their perma ban list. Meanwhile, for We Love Soulbert, they're going to ban Orianna.
I actually like that Orianna ban coming through a lot. It does a good job of helping empower the Jin, and also it looked really good for Lambo on the side of Team Rocket as well. Turned out around a lot of fights with those shockwaves. So once again, it's going to be taking out some of the mid laners. I think we've seen Lux bans the entire time as well. So another comfort pick being taken away. Opens up for the Ziggs possibly, with 2 immobile squishies. Ziggs looking like a decent pick already.
We saw how well the Ziggs worked with them last time. They were able to just chunk out so much. Like I think they even chunked out Hiccup a whole bunch. Even when they were trying to field that comeback, quote unquote comeback. It would never really
do it.
But Oh, come
Do
on.
it.
Please give us a Diana. Please give us don't tease us like this.
Yep, it's going through. It's way too late. Let's go.
Woohoo.
Big fan of Diana. She is such a fun champion to watch. The fact that, she can really engage fights on her own in the mid lane. Really rare to see a mid laner do that. And it's not, it's not like a Flash Malzahar R where you're still, staying back at range. No. You're going all the way in with Diana, right? This is a full commit coming out. And I like it though. The fact that, you can pair it with the set going in, the fact that you can give yourself a black shield to protect yourself from the CC going in. Good signs as, oh boy, that's an Urgot.
I would say Merry Christmas. We got ourselves, a sort of tank. I guess not ostensibly a tank, but we got some beefiness, at least for the Jhin.
It's a carry tank.
Yeah, we got the Urgot and the Volibear. We have something at least to stand in front of it. But yeah, to your point, pair that set aggression with some Diana aggression, we might get some cool action.
Oh, it's Urgot mid, possibly.
Are they gonna do? And they do, yeah. So Mordekaiser is that final pick. I was staring like,
okay,
the timer was still there. So I think I love that. I mean, you did, Cubby. You did tell them you wanted to see some tankiness. I mean, they gave you what you ordered. It's looking good. I like it.
Yeah. Camille. So I kind of like what Team Rocket's got going on here, right? Because you see the first pick Ashe. You're like, all right, what are ways that we can go in on Ashe Nami, right? So they have something very different this time, right? They have Diana, Camille set. All these picks go in. They want to go forward. But they also do have some scaling options, right? Because Diana, so strong 2 items and on. Camille, so incredibly strong once she gets 2 items and onwards, right?
Not to cut you off, Cubby. Camille was supposed to be Jax.
Oh,
so
okay.
So
I mean, it's same thing, right? Yeah. All right.
So it's like a Mad Lib. So just wherever you saw Camille, just pluck that out, and we're gonna toss the word Jax in there. And I think everything you said still stand.
Yeah. Control F Camille, replace Jax. Yeah, coming on through for this one. I mean, it's the same idea, right? The fact that Jax, he is so good in a side lane and actually has some good tools in the team fight as well, right? Urgot, his W, those hips firing off, they're all auto attacks, so Jax can dodge out on that damage. Not to mention the fact that Volibear, his stun is an auto attack, so you can dodge out on that. And obviously Ashe does primarily auto attack damage. So I do like the Jax pick coming on in, but it also gives Team Rocket this option to 1-3-1, right? Diana Jax inside lane, so incredibly terrifying and can really match well against anyone that Soulbert throws at him. So a different draft, different look coming out from them, but I like it.
I know I'm personally biased because in League of Legends, I just love watching really beefy characters. Like for me, there's just something super interesting about watching a fight go on for a minute and nobody falling below half health. I just think it's really fun to watch. If you can have that Ashe stand behind this group of bodyguards effectively, right? Like you've got Volibear or got Mordekaiser. If Ashe can just stand back there, Mordekaiser hits R on Jhin, she's gonna have a blast. And I think, no pun intended there, can blast Team Rocket right out of here because I don't know. I'm so biased on the Soulbert tankiness that that aggression from Team Rocket, I think they really have to nail that in the early game, or this game could get away from them really quickly.
Yeah. Before we dive into this one as well, Beniana, I mean, we mentioned from Soulbert himself that it's gonna be top if he's gonna carry. Mordekaiser is his most played champion, so if he's gonna carry on anyone, we do expect it to be the guy coming on through. But I kind of like the answer of Jax once again, and I'm curious to see who Benihana does end up, using that ultimate on, because it's tough to get in range of Jhin, but even taking out a Diana or a Jax can really give a lot of safety over to your AD carry. And Diana, she has to go in, she has to fight at melee range. Mordekaiser loves that, right? Because he gets that big shield, that big % health damage going down, as, his passive is so incredibly balanced. Not really, but that's fine. We're going to ignore that one. So I do like that pick coming on through. I feel like it's not only comfort, but also fits really well with the rest of Soulbert and, the team they got put together.
We've seen up to now, we saw Soulbert just have it dominating, almost isn't the word, for game number 1. And Team Rocket, we saw some glimmers of hope at the end that they could bring to game number 2. They brought them in full force, fell down a little bit early, were able to scale and bring things back in such a way that, Soulbert had this 4K gold lead, and we were able to sit there and say, yeah, it's looking pretty dire for them. I think they're going to be in a whole lot of trouble, and they were. Team Rocket put the hurt down. Now, as we enter game number 3 here, both teams with an opportunity to go 3-2 for the season. Both sit at 2-2 right now in the same group. And ultimately here, Cubby, I mean, regardless of how things go, I think a lot of times in league it's so easy to say, oh, at the end, oh, draft didn't go well for them. I think both teams at the end of this can look back at their drafts and say, no, we gave ourselves a really legitimate chance to win.
Yeah, I mean, two different strategies going at each other. I'm really curious to see how this mid Urgot works into the Diana. I feel like our eyes have to be on that curious matchup in the mid lane for this one. So, without knowing that, I have to say I like the fact that both teams took a very different approach, and we're gonna have to see, which team's approach pays off for them as we are about to dive into Game 3, diving into our rubber match.
Yeah, Taco and Nader had messaged me. He said, we gave you the mental boom. We gave you the okay game. We out of tricks. Who knows what will happen? We're going to find out in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back. moment you've all been waiting for. We are back with game number 3 here between We Love Soulbert and Team Rocket. I'm Paul, joined by Cubby once again, and we've got a treat for you folks. This has been one awesome series.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, honestly, for this game because we have some awkward picks coming out. Usually, we don't get to see Diana Urgot in the mid lane, but we're going to have to see what happens in this one because this guy's opting for that matchup that, honestly, I really have no idea how it goes. So we're going to have to see what ends up going on.
We're going to find out here from the get-go, too. Here,
Uh-oh.
Lazy Lambo might have to look for a cheeky flash over the wall.
Oh, he's dead.
Going to rotate. Yeah, I think he's... There's some choice words we could use, but he's not having a good time there. We'll go with that. He's not having any fun. So that'll be a kill and 2 assists already on the board here. And
yeah,
that's so that's how that matchup goes, folks. Thanks for tuning in.
Honestly, the socks going over too for Mordekaiser is really going to help him in that lane, try and get some more range away from that Jax and play around that. So big mistake coming out here from Lazy Lambo early. Going to have to see if they can punish that as well. Melee mid laner, easily gankable from this Soulbert.
Can we revisit this? Is that what it's called in High Elo, the socks? Can we talk about that?
Oh yeah, he's got the socks, man, or he's got the Nikes.
I've never.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I'm gonna borrow that sometimes. I really like that.
It's not mine. You can use it whenever you want.
That's really good. I love those little terminologies that just like float their way into games that like everyone secretly knows in certain parts of it, and then like you way up one day. Oh, here comes the flash in the stun in the mid lane here. Earl King with the flip over the shoulder here. Lambo. They juggle the aggro so well, but they're so low now. There's the flash, there's the face breaker, and there's 2 kills here. Exchange over to Team Rocket. And what a turn. Oh, you hate to see it, though.
Oh, that you can't take 3 tower shots level 1 and expect to get out unpunished. That's a big win going over to the side of Team Rocket as they turn that one around. All right, Paul. So for those of you that don't know, Paul is a rather Smurf caster in Overwatch. What was the coolest thing from Overwatch as we watch Hiccup possibly go down here?
And Suminos might go down here as well. So Suminos really close. Oh my God, Soulbert is going to rip through him here. Both teams just want to get on the scoreboard here. Hiccup taken down as well.
3 games and 3 kills before level 4 for this bot lane, and all of them going over favor of Soulbert.
Has no one learned anything how these games go here?
He's got no flash, no heal. Be bad.
Screen cheater misses the binding. Not gonna find it there. Angry Adolf does have double buff, but not the flash available, which he did use in the mid lane. So I'm very happy to see that. That was one of my win conditions for Adolf in the jungle, was I wanted to see an early flash, and did pick up the double on that. But to return to your question, favorite Overwatch terminology. This, like, so much of it, like, is like nomenclature anyway, like that we have to shorten, because like Diva Bomb, you're not gonna say that the whole time.
Right.
Someone called Sigma's now called it the Gravity Boom, and I really like that a whole lot because it's Gravitic Flux, which is just sort of a terrible name. I like Gravity Boom a lot. I like that we just call Wrecking Ball like Hamtaro. That was fun for a while because it was just like he came out. We all thought we were getting like some badass champ, and then we get a hamster and a little ball, and they're like, "Oh, great, we have Hamtaro."
I mean, the hamster in the ball was kind of badass.
He's great. He's like probably the most. He's the most fun map-based hero they added, and so now you're gonna have me thinking. You might stay tuned for a tweet later. I'm gonna have to rack my brain and start asking my Overwatch people, "Hey, what's some funny lingo we have here?" As we see a trade on the top side, Taco and Nader looking for something onto Benny on, and not gonna quite land anything there, but action aplenty here, Cubby. Early on, Taco Nader going back in. He wants it.
Yeah, and I like how he's playing out that early matchup because that's how you have to do it in this Jax versus Mordekaiser, right? You have to consistently trade, try and get out on those windows where you dodge out on that E, dodge out on that Mordekaiser passive damage coming on through, and he's doing a good job of it. And the fact that he has that ward down ensures that he's able to go aggressive, try and get these trades in. And now he might be in trouble though because Benny Howe's got the wave in a good state.
Maybe Soulbert gonna push up here as well. Double Root gonna land here on the Hiccup. Has the bubble gun, try to get out. You can see Angry Adolf starting to rotate. Nope, I called it too early. Caster Curse that thought he was gonna look for something, but saw it was warded and caught out by Scuttle. Steps back.
I do like the alliteration duos come out here for Team Rocket. I think we've hit on that one.
No, I
But
don't think
Angry
we have.
Adolf and Lazy Lambo are, that's like, like that like name game you play with like, it's like, all right, you gotta say a trait that starts with the same letter as your name as Benio's going down.
Ooh, Taco and Nate are gonna take down Beniana. I think the rest of the team should adopt that. I think they have something going here. They need to take better advantage of. Some
Big
hidden potential for him.
Benihana taking down terrible Takanator. Just kidding, Takanator's not terrible. He played really well in the last game, but
Taco Tuesday Nader, too long.
Yeah.
We'll work. We're gonna have to workshop with them. Bumper. Okay, Screen Cheater gonna step up there. Not able to land anything. I did think of one other funny one. I was in a chat and someone went, "Oh, Tracer's out of milk," and the whole team went, "What?" He's like, "Yeah, dude, out of milk. Everyone says it." And my whole team responded, "Clearly not everybody, because we've never heard of it." So
we have
out of
no
milk.
idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, we're like, it's terrible. Beniana here gonna look for something here on Taco and Nader. Did use the ultimate there, send him to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. Taco and Nader just getting ticked down like crazy there, but Beniana has the advantage as he heals up just a little bit, and both teams just really unrelenting, I think is the word here, Cubby. They just are not content to farm.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Taconator, though, thankfully for him, he does have that Vamp set, that Boy to the Ruin King, so
Oh, no. Earl King does have the ultimate available here, too, so Angry's going to use a Haymaker, get a whole bunch of shield here, but here comes the Buzzsaw, taking down Beniana, caught between a couple of people here, stepping up here. Here comes Taco, and they're looking for more. Takes
They're
down
dead.
Yeah, they're cooked here.
Jolingo can't do anything.
Well called there. Lambo going to take him down in short order. Lambo's just going to say, "Oh, okay, I'm going to step away now." Taco Nader following Beniana here. It's like following a Singe. You don't quite want to do it through the passive, but Taco Nader says, "No matter." A whole lot of kills there, and they're just, that was impressive.
Yeah, and off the back of Taconator and Lazy Lambo, we have these two split-pushing, skirmishing champions getting ahead for the side of Team Rocket, which is it's going to bode well for them, right? I think it's the first early game we've really seen Team Rocket winning. So the fact that they've been able to get this early lead, it might be a very different game coming on out, because so far the story of the first two games has been like, all right, Soulbert wins early. Can Team Rocket scale and come back, right? Now we have Team Rocket getting ahead early with this 1-3-1 comp. Can Soulbert do anything to break this? Because they're going to be in a lot of trouble moving forward.
Have they had a gold lead yet? I don't think so.
That's a great question. This is definitely their first gold lead before the 10-minute mark.
Jolingo coming in here does not have the ultimate available, so we'll keep that in mind. Screen Shooter going to spell immune off of that. That's as good as you can play that.
Yeah, that was very well played from the bot lane duo, who, I mean, it seems like they needed 2 games and the first 4 levels to really warm up here, as they might still be getting used to each other. Obviously, Screen Shooter coming in as a last-minute E-sub for these guys, but performing rather well this game so far with the Morgana.
Yeah, and I think that's something, too, like, you've played on a whole lot of teams in League, Cubby. That rapport that you need to have with your support has to be, I would think, would be a massive quality to have, right? Just building that trust and rapport here. Is Earl King going to have to flesh out in the mid lane? They're going to fish for the kill, go under the tower, and the Haymaker finds them.
Love the aggression coming out from the mid-jungle duo, Lazy Lambo, Angry Adolf. I'd say they're getting real angry as they dive on and take down that Urgot. Nice aged Gouda pick coming out in the mid lane for Earl King. And yeah, I mean, like when it goes to, not only synergy, but also just like early game comms, right? The majority of the airtime should be utilized by your bot lane in the game, right? Because they need to talk about, like, hey, how do we want to play this lane state? What abilities are up and down, right? It's a team effort, right? Every other, lane, you can kind of talk inside your head, but that lane, you really have to communicate as, I think we're just fighting all over the map, Paul.
Yeah, but Directed Team kind of giving us a tour to triumph here across the map. Beniana going to move right on the Angry Adolf, take him down, take the stat boost, and try to look for something more. Earl King going to go on the Lazy Lambo. Does have the ultimate available. The suppression comes out. Fear Beyond Death takes him down. Beautifully played on the exchange there. And we're seeing, right in front of us here, this sort of science experiment, at least in part, paying off here for Earl King into this Diana.
We could talk about that. Or we could talk about the fact how Fear Beyond Death is hands down the coolest ultimate name and ability in the game.
We will continue that in just a second. Tidal Wave going to go on a Screen Cheater, stepping back.
Guardian!
Not enough. Soulbert gonna take him down and just start to squeeze this goal difference to under 1,000 here.
Soulbert fighting their way back into the game off the back of Soulbert himself in the bot lane as... Uh-oh.
Face breaker coming in. Earl King gonna be dwindled down here. Here comes the ultimate from Lazy Lambo. Gonna try to look for something. Haymaker does not land, and Lazy Lambo finishes off. Earl King in the mid lane, overstayed just a little bit too long.
Yeah, a lot a bit too long. As I know, Lazy Lambo, he has had a few deaths, has had a few nice plays, and overall really far accelerated in this game on Diana. He has 4 plates down in the mid lane, already has that Rod of Ages, and for a champion that you get your 2 items with that Rod of Ages and most likely Nashor's Tooth are so incredibly strong, and the fact that he's so far ahead stacking up that Rod already bodes really well for the side of Team Rocket.
We're going to see now their Team Rocket going to move onto the Dragon, possibly looking to pick up their second already. This one, a Cloud Drake, so they'll pick that up. And we'll see what soul we have in just a moment here. But it'll be an Ocean Soul coming online here. And needless to say, would be huge for either team. And Earl King going to go for a little bit of a walk, gets rooted, but nothing more.
Yeah, just landing some harass, keeping Earl King honest in this mid lane. And I like all the attention that they've paid over here to Lazy Lambo, right? Because Diana is a melee mid laner, can get punished early, right? Doesn't have a direct escape. But the fact that Angry Adolf and Screen Cheater have been popping through the mid lane so often has really helped Diana get this lead and should pay off as the game goes on.
Yeah, Taco and they're going to push in lane here. And we're seeing a rotation up from Angry Adolf here. It looks like onto the Rift Herald. Benya proccing the passive here, going to try to lay in damage here on a Taco and he will back off. Meanwhile, bot side, Soulbert going to push in, try to pick up a second plate here into Suminos, but top side looks like they're still thinking about trading into each other. We're talking about going to jump right in, able to land his stun. Benny gets into the shallow realm with the turn, takes him down, able to get the boost, and now it's Soulbert and Hiccup gonna play dodgeball in the bot side. Screen Cheater stepping up regardless, and really well played despite the stun. Beniana pulls it off.
You know, Paul, before this one, you were doing your homework. You popped into Soulbert's stream, said, what do you think about today's games? He's like, it's easy, man. We got top tip. Going to be Benihana all the way. Game 3, when it matters. He's coming out clutch in that top lane, picking his most played Mordekaiser, winning the counter matchup into the Jax. As in, like, you know, Jax counters the Mordekaiser. It's pretty hard for him up there. He's making it look easy.
Yeah, that's that's really well played there. And I like the idea that, their most played top laner, or most played top champ, I should say, they save to the end. Like, we haven't, there hasn't even been like a whiff of Mordekaiser at this point. They save it. They keep their cards close to their chests, able to pull it out here and really make a big difference. And now we're going to see Rift Herald summoned on the top side. Beniana going to trade with Angry Adolf here. Just a little bit. Haymaker coming out. Not able to do anything. Trading shield for shield there. And though the Rift will get a pop on the top side, I don't think Taco and Nader picked up that gold. I don't know if you caught it, Cubby. I might have just
Angry Adolf got the gold. He got all. Yeah, he got 320. And much like facing Team Rocket in the Pokemon games. No, Morg flashed out. No, she got it. Oh, what a snipe!
Unbelievable there. So what I thought Soulbert was going to kind of get rolled in that scenario. He would to pick up a couple, and Jolingo coming down with the free kill on the Suminos here. Meanwhile, mid-side trading once again. Ultimate coming out here from Lazy Lambo, not doing a whole lot. Earl King does not have ultimate available here. Going to try to look for a suplex into the tower.
Got this.
Land quite yet here. Ability misses. Tower's got no nut there to help. Finds the suplex and able to finish it off. And with the comfort flesh at the end, but got the kill nonetheless.
He threw. Okay, he got. If he lands the other Q, he gets that one. There are ways that Lazy Lambo could have taken that. He doesn't. Gets the outplay, as we just saw so much action across the map. And hey, it was 3-8 at one point, and Team Soulbert continue to fight their way back into this one. Continue to claw their way back. It's an even gold game at the moment, and really want to see, now that some of these turrets are down, I want to see the Jhin be moved mid, try and get Diana and Jax in these side lanes, take advantage of this 1-3-1 setup you have, because as long as Jin's in a side lane, you're really not making the most out of his power.
So you highlighted that there's, the goal difference is even. Would you say at this point that the game state relatively is even, or are you starting to see something from one team coming together, or a particular lane matchup? I guess that you want us to keep our eyes on as this moves forward that maybe tips the scales finally.
I mean, these guys just want to fight at all times. So I'd say just, I'm going to take a nap. You keep your eyes peeled and keep on
Oh,
calling these. See? Yeah.
if you blinked, you missed it, but Screen Cheater died. Like that was brutal. Awesome ultimate, by the way. Which just in case anyone missed it the first time around, that ultimate's awesome.
Yeah. See, like I said, I take a nap. You call the game. We only have action here for the play-by-plays. These guys just continue to brawl. And hey, I have to say, with that pick coming on through, does give them a lot of control over this river before this dragon spawns. And with about 15 seconds left, it's going to be really difficult for the side of Team Rocket to get in here. And they're just keep on trying to make plays.
Yeah, Earl King stepping up with kind of reckless abandon here. Looking out from Lazy Lambo, able to land so much damage there on the Beniana in the shallow realm, just trying to fight, build up anything. Has the shield, but it might not be enough. Tidal wave coming through. Gonna try to heal up there from Hiccup. Oh my God, gets away. Earl King pulling it off, stepping up into Screen Cheaters. Like, not again. I just got out of the rift. Here comes the ultimate here from Jalingo here. Maybe a little bit wayward here. Showstopper coming in, Haymaker, but not able to finish him off here. Curtain call coming up. Beniana to go ahead. Sumino is able to take down Jalingo, but Earl King with another fear beyond death. And they'll look at the dragon.
Soulbert, man, these guys are outplaying Team Rocket in the early game in this one. These brawls continue to occur, and they're winning every single one of them.
It's actually, I don't know if I've ever seen a game or series with as much nonstop action as they're fighting for. Like, it just feels like they're always ready to step up and go for a kill here. And sort of the amazing thing to me is, like, the exchanges are still going even at this point. Where finally looks like we're going to get a reset. Earl King has 1,700 gold in his pocket, and he's still not even like that. Like, he's barely ahead of Lazy Lambo still. Like, these teams are just so well matched right now.
Yeah, the Death Stance going to make Urgot so difficult to deal with, as he is going to be that pseudo frontline with the Mordekaiser, and the bodyguard is coming on through. But, I really want to see Team Rocket still get in these side lanes. Jax, Diana, so strong. Diana, you have your Rod of Ages, you have your Nash's Tooth. Finally, this Diana is in the bottom lane. Should be able to deal with anyone in a 1v1 at this part of the game, and really should, start to shine on through in this one, as Lazy Lambo going to start taking some advantages. Try and start pressuring that tower down there.
And we thought there for a second, I think you might have too, Cubby, like that Lambo just had such a beautiful moonfall, and they weren't able to do anything off it, really. I mean, I thought they would be able to get a little bit more. Current call found one, but that was it. And just that difference right now in the mid lane, Earl King is just getting so strong.
Yeah, Earl King, man, really shining through on this Urgot. He struggled in the early game, but really pulling it back now. Once he gets that Death Stance, it's going to be so difficult to deal with, and want to see the side of Team Soulbert, try to pull this one through, as in, try and push through Earl King, try and force these fights, kind of break the 1-3-1, and Rift Herald should help with that.
Yeah, they're just going to chunk down Rift Herald here in a hurry. Taco and Nader, we see push down, maybe starting to smell a whiff of what was happening down there. We saw him start to approach River a little bit and then back off. And so now we'll see Soulbert start to move into the mid lane, maybe finally try to get that mid-tier 1 out of the way here, as bot side Mordekaiser and Diana now set up as a potential lane matchup.
And this is a matchup that I do really like for the Diana. Mordekaiser's opted into early armor. Diana, with that Nashor's Tooth, with that Rod of Ages, doesn't really care if she's landing into an AP or an AD champion. So I feel like it works out really well for the side of Team Rocket. And also gets Jax the matchup into the Urgot. Yes, he's a little bit behind at the moment, but it's really good against those rocket legs. You dodge out on all that damage, and you can keep up with the Urgot.
So we're going to see some... Everyone just kind of dancing around at this point, just trying to jostle for position, find a way, find the spot against the rail, to use another horse racing analogy there, as they're trying to figure things out. Man, You ever think about how many analogies in the English language we use for that relate to horses? Like
I mean,
talking
we
about, like,
do really like horses.
we do really
I'm
like
a big
horses.
fan.
Bi- horses, big fan,
Yeah, horses, big fan.
big fan. Like, you know, there's just so many great phrases. Everyone watching at home, think about that. We have a lot of good horse phrases here. Meanwhile, Beniana gonna just have to back off from
Nice.
that tier 1. Yeah, and I think that's sort of what you were alluding to there. Team Rocket finally finding some value with some of these rotations they can do.
Yeah, and that I mean, I like the fact that they got mid lane pressure. Diana has pressure in the spot lane. They rotate their people in the mid down, take that turret. They can just reset, go right back to where they were. Don't lose anything for that. Just take a positive play. So good play coming out from Team Rocket as Taconator still struggling a little bit, thanks to how many kills Urgot has. A little bit more gold goodies in his inventory, but once again, as the game goes on, this matchup should just get better and better for the Jacks. And Team Rocket doing a good job of setting up the map here. Really think that We Love Soulbert needs to find a way to break this. That possibility might be coming up with this dragon. We've got 55 seconds till this one. And Paul, I don't know if you've been watching these earlier 2 games, but just something in deep down in my gut tells me that they might fight here. Just maybe. Just they might think about it.
That's an awfully hot take here, Cubby. I'm not sure I was prepared for that.
I'm really catching you off guard with this one, putting you on the spot, but you're gonna have to run with it.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I think you might be onto something.
Okay.
I think both teams they have a slight inclination to look.
I'm not
for
crazy.
A little fisticuffs, a little action there. As we're seeing Rift Herald gonna come out now. Maybe Shelly wants to get. Is Shelly gonna try to catch a piece of these hands here?
I mean, I'd look out for Benny Ha to see who he ults, to see, which kind of hands he wants to take into the Death Realm. I think that's really what you want to look out for. And can the rest of the team peel for Soulbert? Because with these pseudo tanks in the mid and the top lane, the majority of the damage really is on this Ashe. See, now, Paul, this is the time where I take a nap, and you just take over. I set up the table. They're going to brawl here in the next, 20 seconds. You just know Jack's going to face check.
It's coming.
It's coming, yeah. Just posturing.
Yep, with the showstopper coming in hot into the action here. Beniana going to go into the Shadow Realm here. Tacoinator into the backline here. Screen Cheater going to take out Hiccup, and they have so much damage. They're just stepping right on through. Beniana proccing the passive here, but not nearly enough. Just has to flash away. Team Rocket popping the curtain call here. Going to try to look for something. Earl King stepping up into everything here. Lazy Lambo caught in the middle. Earl King gonna go on and look for something there with the suplex. Does not have the ultimate available, excuse me. Gonna still move on forward there. It burns the flash to find a kill. At least trading 2 for 1, but Dragon's going over to Team Rocket.
That was a beautiful engage coming out from Angry Adolf. Him and Lazy Lambo syncing up there, finding 3 people in the Diana ultimate. Once again, a great ult coming out from Benny Ha to stop that. But hang on, back to nap time.
Earl King, buddy, he's gonna use the timer set to hold off the inevitable taken down there. That's another kill on the Suminos. That's an enormous bounty to give away for free there, Cubby. 600 gold.
Yeah, that's so good for Team Rocket. The fact that they're now on Soul Point, they have more gold onto their solo laners. We have Azanya's Hourglass almost completed here for the Diana. We have that Triforce now coming in for Jax in the top lane. Means that he's going to be able to split push so much more effectively. Same with the Diana. As long as they keep the map spread out, this game should still all be Team Rocket. And really up to Soulbert himself, to use that Enchanted Crystal Arrow to try and find some engages, catch them off guard, try and break this one 3-1.
I feel like we're back in a scenario that we saw last game where even if the game in gold tells us one thing, it's very clear Team Rocket has a much better idea of how to execute their team fights. And, We Love Soulbert just can't quite figure theirs out. It's a little more complicated, and they're just not pressing the buttons in the right order here.
Yeah, that's sometimes, button pressing in the right order is tough. I mean, I can't type. So... we're gonna have to somehow figure that out. But what I do know is that a lot of buttons are going down onto that Baron right now. As they're gonna try and burn it. I don't like this. This is not something that Team Rocket should be doing. Just keep on split pushing. You do not want to fight here.
Teleport should be all in. Beniana rolling in. Here comes the tidal wave. Earl King trying to step up. They're in the Shadow Realm. Tacoinator going to try to jump onto Earl King. And Jolingo. Lazy Lambo going to take down Hiccup, though. Ultimate coming in. Able to find a couple kills. That's 2 for Earl King. He wants more. Going to step up into Screen Cheater, trying to find number 3 and finds it. Suminos does have the double buff. Will that be it? Not quite. Beniana going to look for it, finds the kill. That is an ace. And Cubby, you said it during the fight. That's not where you want to be, and they're out of there.
Yeah, no, like, you're the split-pushing team, right? There's no reason that you need to take the Baron. Just keep on sticking to the side lanes, keep on getting advantages, utilizing the power of the Jax and the Diana, which goes away when you fight, and you saw it there, right? Beniha alting the set, able to peel off the Baron. So many cooldowns were already dunked into that one, and with that forced fight coming out, We Love Soulbert putting themselves right back into this game once again.
Huge turn there. Huge turn of events for anyone just sort of tuning in for game number 3. Soulbert with the huge win in game number 1. Game number 2 ultimately went way of Team Rocket here, and while Team Rocket for the had their first gold lead of this series, we believe, fairly early on and through that 10-15 minute mark. Now here comes Soulbert bringing things back. We're seeing, as I'm taking a look at the gold differences in the individual champs here myself here, Cubby, and we're seeing Earl King pulling away with a 2K gold lead between the mid laners.
Yeah, I mean, he's been the beneficiary of a lot of kills going. Amazing amount of fighting that we've seen in this game once again. Not at 2 kills a minute quite yet, which is honestly kind of disappointing. I was expecting 2 kills a minute coming on through. These teams got to pick that up, but
They've got time.
Yeah, they got some time, and speaking of time, looks like Taconator needs to get out of that top lane because he does not have a lot of time for these guys to collide.
Oh no, Jolingo going to step up. Not going to go for the stun. Doesn't want to get caught in a double stun back here. But they have Baron buff, and they have an opportunity to take down this tower here and continue to siege and maybe try to push this next one. But right now, We Love Soulbert have to be very happy with the position they're in.
Yeah, this is how you break the 1-3-1, right? Get Baron, prevent them from being able to split push. You see Diana and Jax, they have to be grouped up to match the 5-stack of We Love Soulbert this entire time, and really giving themselves all the control and the gold back into this game, and should have Baron buff up for this Ocean Drake as well. So gotta see if there's a fight or if the side of Team Rocket just give this one away, because it would be Ocean Soul for them, which would be so crucial to pushing themselves over the edge to win this game.
Yeah, the idea of a set having Ocean Soul and just being able to dive into a fight and stay alive as long as he wants is absolutely terrifying, right? Like that's just not a scenario you can let happen.
So they did let the side of Team Rocket get control, but they still have the gold advantage and the Baron buff. Jax is split up, but that's not the worst thing in the world for these guys. Gonna have to see if a fight breaks out.
Jolingo going to go right onto him here, stunned up, and they're going to just suppress him out. Earl King just uses the ultimate immediately on him as soon as he reaches the threshold. That is another fear beyond death. And just like that, the We Love Soulbert moving onto the dragon. Here comes Curtain Call, though. They're going to block it, make sure they get away with it. Earl King just sort of taunting him, eating all those shots. And now they can turn their attention to sieging once again.
Yeah, I think something else that is a really big deal, just based off all the fights going down, is actually the level advantage that is on the side of Team Soulbert, too. It's a lot of hidden gold. In fact, they get those extra stats. Nearly everyone is at least a level up on their opposition in this game, and Oh,
Showstopper coming in from Angry Adolf there, sort of unexpected tidal wave coming in. Soulbert going to take him down in short order here. Lazy Lambo now caught out, has Moonfall available, doesn't step up into anything, though. Baron buff has gone away, but We Love Soulbert has not by any means. Jolingo caught out. Suminos going to fight forward, gets stunned up.
Oh, no.
Wow, blown up, taken down. Screen Cheater now going to be chunked down as well here. Lazy Lambo does use the Moonfall, followed by the Zarn. He's able to
nice
a little bit longer here, but the double kill potentially going to go onto Beniana and Soulbert, and they might have an opportunity. I believe they have an opportunity to end here.
We Love Soulbert shoving down the base. Good play from them. I feel like Team Rocket did give them a few fights, but hey, We Love Soulbert came out on top of nearly every single one in this game, as well played by Angry Adolf. Actually, to get rid of the creep there is going to go down for his life, but that might save the game, save a lot of time on these death timers.
Yeah, that engagement, Cubby? I'm not crazy. I think that was a little bit suspect from Adolf, or maybe a little bit overzealous, or do you think there was maybe something more set up?
I mean, it was a good engage, just at the wrong time, right? You can't engage when it's a 4v5 like that. And so once again, I really feel like, this game was all Team Rocket until they decided to do the Baron, right? Like, 'cause
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
once
yeah.
once the Baron comes on out, it's game over for them, right? They can't split.
Yeah, I think that took things like, numbers wise from like 1K to 4K to very quickly the 8K you're seeing in front of you now. That set them up for that fight to prevent Ocean Soul, which set them up for that fight, which I think, like you said, with taking a 4v5, that like pushed the Slinky down the stairs, and then that thing's just flying down now at this point. Things ran away from them very quickly.
We're gonna have to see how these guys are able to recover, because now with the fact they have 2 inhibitors down, it's gonna keep them in their base and make this next Baron all the more difficult to contest for or at least against We Love Soulbert, who should have complete control over this objective coming on through. Mordekaiser going for some really tanky items this game as well. Recognize the fact he needs to be a tank. We usually see a Leandri's Torment on him. Nope, he's going for that Thornmail and Spirit Visage instead, making sure that he has all the beefiness he needs to protect Soulbert, who is yet to go down this game. And
I was
speaking of
just
going
about
down,
to say that too. I was looking, I was like, wait, Soulbert's still alive throughout this whole thing here. Here comes the Shadow Realm Taquinator, and Beniana gonna
good night.
flash the mastery at him. And good night indeed. Soulbert is godlike, and We Love Soulbert's just gonna keep rolling towards the base.
That's not how you split push. Coming out for Taquinator, going on down. I would actually like to see someone go to the bot lane here instead of being stacked mid, try and pick up that wave, try and kill it into the tower as well, because that is going to be the next objective for the side of We Love Soulbert coming on in. Is once they take their Baron, all they have to do is stack bot and, you know, knock down the rest of the bases. Did a really good job of bringing themselves back into this game, and now playing for the win.
Yeah, they've got their options here for sure. As Taquinator's just gonna be coming out of spawn here in a few seconds, but they've got Baron buff. They're going to look to just run it down mid at this point. Risky Screen Cheater starts to rotate towards the middle. He pops the Zanya's, not able to help Sumino's out, delaying the inevitable. That's a 5-on-3, and just like that, Cubby, We Love Soulbert going to take the series.
A good series coming out from them as they're able to deter the early aggression, get around this split push coming on in from the side of Team Rocket, as just a matter of time now.
Yeah, they're going to finish this one off with a quick 3-0 in this fight here.
We had to end the game with the fight. It's
yeah. It started the way, ending the way it started as God intended here. Soulbert there on the Ashe did not die that entire game as well. And beautifully played. A valiant effort from Team Rocket to ultimately win game 2 and keep things in the lead game 3. But We Love Soulbert just outplaying them, and that theory crafting in the mid lane, that Urgot into Diana paying dividends, 14, 5, and 10 ultimately there.
Yeah, I think a lot of the dividends paid in the fact that Team Rocket were just being mind controlled to like keep on team fighting. I think that's a big part of it. But hey, still good play coming out from the side of We Love Soulbert, and a lot of love for Soulbert given in that game, as you mentioned, 9-0 and 10 on the Ashe, putting up big numbers on this champion who he played really well throughout all 3 games of the series. But I'm gonna say the big numbers going over to Beniana, who saying Hakuna Matata in that top lane, doing the most damage in the game on that Mordekaiser, brawling it out with the Jax.
Yeah, really well played throughout. And yeah, Beniana just pulling out that wild card that he kept hitting throughout that series at the last, for the last game, making sure it happened. Super well played. But with that will be our time here. And Cubby, for our first cast together, that was a lot of fun and an absolute blast. So I'm glad we got to cast such a great series together.
Yeah, it was about time we got in the booth together, man.
Right?
I had a good time casting with you as well, and hope we get this again in the future.
Yeah, so before we send the good folks at home on their way, where can we find you, Cubby, and what do you have cooking?
At CubbyXX on the Twitter. And yeah, follow me for, I guess, some league content, all that good stuff. Paul, what about you?
Yeah, so you can find me at PawliC, but that's PAWLIEC on Twitter. And then I have a resume stream coming up at twitch.tv/we out here esports. If you want to tune into that for all you esports professionals, a lot of good stuff coming up there. Some people to thank behind the scenes. We're thanking Gala on the production. No socials for them, but you can find them in the Risen Esports Discord. He hit the magic button to send out a notification
Mhm.
like 2,500 people earlier. So if you were one of those lucky 2,500, be sure to check out the Risen Esports Twitter and their Discord server, and continue to come back here for more action. So for everyone here at Risen Esports, thank you for tuning into this awesome series, and we will see you next time. Have a great one.